Alright, hello and welcome back, listeners, to the Rogue Valley Roleplayers as we record Session 2 of Valley of Famine, a Deadlands Reloaded actual play. And my name is Ben. I'm here with Rosemary, Austin, Ed, and Nick S. And let's get some Savage Worlds shenanigans going. Last time we left off, the circus was in town in Medford, or Middleford. And some men let a rattler youngin loose to create a distraction so they could steal the alleged skull of Attila the Hun. And they rode off, in the chaos that ensued, they rode off into the forest, kind of headed towards Ashland-ish. Ashland / the pass, in that general direction.
That way.
Yeah. You decided not to pursue them right then and there because, maybe with the exception of Macario, you're all pretty keenly aware that the forest in the Rogue Valley is not a safe place to go into at night. Those who do tend to not come back ever, or if they do come back, they babble about strange, horrific things that they've seen, and people just don't know how to take that.
It's not the Lumerians.
It's not the Lumerians. I've been looking that up today just to see, like, is that something I want to include in this campaign as, like, a real thing, or do we want to keep it as a delusion?
Well, that's how Daisy figured out how to modify her, whom she learned how to modify her gun from, according to her.
Uh-huh. So we're going to pick up the campaign now. The posse has gathered at the Iron Dragon train station in Medford. I am assuming we're talking dawn, so like 6 o'clock in the morning. Would you guys be there earlier or later?
Haru would have arrived probably about 5:45 and gone out, just like been going over his equipment, making sure it was all his weapons were clean and oiled.
A thought I had about this posse is, are any like metagaming here? I guess is anyone in the group a tracker? Because
I have the notice skill.
I know about the rail wars.
Okay, great.
We're all gonna die.
No.
Are you bringing Scout with you?
Yeah, I'll bring Scout,
Okay.
I guess. He can do the tracking for us.
He won't do the tracking for you, but with his assistance, I'll allow you to mitigate the default penalty.
Oh, okay.
The way we're going to do tracking on this, well, you guys are gathering, so I interrupted you. You were describing being there at 5:45.
He's got his duster on, putting his swords in his belt when anybody else would have been arriving. He's been there for probably 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, let's go to you, right?
I'm probably showing up a little late because that's kind of early for
for
a young woman.
Okay. Where did you stay? Because you live in Ashland, which is not a day's journey away, or even an hour's journey away. It's a good week's trip.
On horseback?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the road did this.
10 miles.
It's not 10 linear miles.
Yeah.
I mean, it is 10 linear miles, but the trail to go there is not linear. It's a chore.
Follows Bear Creek.
But
Well.
I-5 is still built in Deadlands, right?
Nope. There's no I-5.
Dang.
I probably stayed with the folks because I was working with the Carnies, so I was probably staying.
Okay, yeah. They probably gave you a space in a group tent to sleep in or whatever. So yeah, you were working with them and everything, so that's no problem at all.
Oh, and I'm there slightly early with a cup of coffee that's getting cold because everybody else is late.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
like a kettle of coffee.
Are you there earlier than Haru? Because he was there at 5:45.
I don't think I'm there earlier than Haru. So maybe me and him, I offer him coffee. I don't know if he takes it. No.
That was a no, listeners.
Sorry. Yeah. No. He.
Did you get coffee for everybody?
Yeah, it's just you're all late, so I'm the only one that enjoys it.
He did his morning prayers and got his gear together, saw you arrive, and when you offered him coffee, he was like, "No, I'll just drink water, thank you."
No cafe? Oh. He drinks it and waits patiently.
I'd imagine Rachel had a busy night of calming, getting order reestablished, probably had to talk
Well,
to...
at a certain point, Marshal Markson, who we've established is kind of a chauvinistic dickhead. We haven't really established it, but I feel like from the tone I set last time when we briefly saw him, he was kind of a douche.
He was basically like, if you want to go enjoy the circus, Rachel, feel free. And she was like, okay, fuck you.
And I feel like your history with Marshal Markson is that he probably, if he doesn't resent you as a fellow officer of the law, he doesn't take you seriously.
Oh, okay.
You do not have the same relationship or issue with Sheriff Ross.
Right. Well, I was going to say, Rachel probably had to let Ross know what's going on, that she's forming a posse.
Yeah.
So there was that conversation at some point.
Yeah, and I haven't come up with a voice for Ross yet,
That's
but
fine.
he gives you his okay, like, get these guys and bring them to justice. Can't have this shit going on in our
She would
county.
have to go back out to her home to get Scout, because she's like, we gotta track these guys some way.
You probably managed to get a couple hours of sleep, so we're not
Yeah.
going to throw any fatigue penalties on you.
I was thinking I wanted her to carve some runes, but I don't think there's enough time for that on some bullets.
Let me take a look here. So
While you're looking at that, I did have a question. Would I have any form of identification that makes me say that I worked with the Iron Dragon Railway Company kind of thing?
yeah, probably
Like papers even.
like a railroad police badge almost.
Yeah, kind of something like that. I'm thinking that a place that he slept for the night was probably just he found a warehouse and said, "I'm going to crash in here."
Okay. Yeah, I imagine Iron Dragon's arrogant enough that even in an established settlement where there's already a law force there, they'd be like, nope, this is our railroad police chief, and he's in charge of all legal matters concerning. So there you go. You're the railroad police chief. So any legal matters that involve Iron Dragon, you have to deal with.
Like, oh no, I didn't know I wanted.
Wait a minute.
Whoa! It started here and went here.
Let's see.
Because if there's not enough time, then there's not enough time.
No, accurately carving the proper rune into a bullet typically requires 1 minute.
Oh, wow.
Any left?
So,
What kind of file do you have?
I've got like the high-tech laser.
Yeah.
You got it right.
It's less of the rune that's carved like you're topically carving because you don't want to compromise the integrity of the bullet and have it explode in the chamber.
Right.
It's more of the magic you are imbuing into it because you're tying up some of your power points. So you can only make
How many can I make?
up to you can tie up a number of power points up to half your total pool.
So I can make 5.
Yeah, okay. And here's the list if you want to decide. And you basically, you're going to make a roll per bullet, and then I'm going to want you to kind of pre-record your result there so we remember when you fire those bullets.
Right. So that's a hexslinger roll, right?
Yeah. So what's the first rune you're carving?
Loaded for bear,
Loaded
which
for...
gives +1 die type to the weapon's
Holy
damage.
fuck!
That's a 1 on my spell casting die.
Okay. Do you want to Benny that? Let me see what your backlash is. When you roll 1 on your hexsling die, regardless of wild die, you're automatically shaken. That doesn't mean that the spell fails.
Oh, really?
So yeah. It doesn't.
What would the consequence be?
What do you guys take from this?
You got there on time to get coffee, but as you're holding the cup of coffee, you spill the scalding coffee all over yourself because you're shaking.
Yeah. I mean, technically, she succeeded with the 5 there.
Right. Yeah. I think you succeeded. If there were a combat round, you'd get the spell off, but you'd be shaken as a result.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I kind of like what Austin's getting at here. So,
Okay,
kind of, you're
maybe.
drained a little bit, even though you
Okay.
got some sleep. You don't have any fatigue penalties, but you're definitely like, got maybe someone might think the jitters. Maybe you can easily pass it off as like we might be getting shot at today.
Right.
Sort of
Also,
pre-combat
last night
jitters.
was a little stressful.
Yeah.
So that's 1 PowerPoint
That
for
is
1 bullet?
Yep.
I'm going to wait to do any of my activation of my chi powers just because they drain consecutive
And that's
turns.
loaded
So.
Yeah. Well, she's got her power here is a little bit different, so she basically
So what's cool about shootist too is if I've got these bullets in my gun and I give you my gun to shoot, you can shoot.
You can
the
even
bullets.
give them the bullets.
Right.
It doesn't have to be your own gun. You can be like, here, load this into your gun and shoot at that thing.
Yeah.
Called shootist?
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
a shootist. And then as she gets more experience, hopefully, you unlock other rooms that do different effects.
Little did you know this was going to be very short
So
campaign.
for second bullet here.
Okay.
Oh look,
Oh, dear.
another one.
Another one, and that's not even a
Another
success. So
Benny.
Benny that one. All right.
We're pulling out the bennies.
Oh dear.
Jesus.
Whoa, you're pulling a Clancy.
Crap.
Boy,
Like,
So-
Clancy
I
was
just want some
spectacular.
bullets.
that was the worst I've
You know what? Hold on a second. Let me give you.
Or the best. 'Cause, like,
Let me give you
the
that back because
distance-
you're not in a situation like where. Let me read this because failure.
I mean,
means
it's a
things.
failure,
Hold on a
so
second.
I feel like there should be a conflict. Cannot believe that. I rolled a 2 and a 1, and then I bennied it, and then I rolled another 2 and another 1.
That's fate. That's just fate.
Failure means the bullet is ruined and will misfire if used, and the power points expended.
Okay, so that one's just a fail.
Right.
basically.
I'm gonna. I don't want to take bennies this early on. Here's the thing.
Well,
Since you're prepping ahead of time,
mhm.
I feel like you would know whether you're not doing it on the fly, basically. So
Right.
you would know, like, okay, this didn't work, but you have ruined a bullet.
Yeah, I've lost the bullet.
Yeah. And you recharge power. Yeah. So you're gonna have like your 5 power points or
Oh.
however many you prep. Like
Uh-huh.
you're only gonna be able to prep 4 power points worth of bullets at this
Okay.
point because you've used
Yeah.
up the power point.
That's fine.
And there's no way you're gonna be able to get the time to recharge that and be able to rest.
Right. Well, I'll try again with different dice since my dice hate me tonight.
Which one are you prepping now? Another load for bear or?
Yeah, another loaded for bear. I
Okay,
think.
so we've got one loaded. That
One
worked.
lost.
And one lost. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
much
there you go. That's
better.
way better.
So 9. Salary.
So it'd
It
be a raise.
is a raise. I don't see anything here as a bonus for
Okay.
getting a raise.
So it's just another
Yeah.
loaded for bear.
Yeah,
So that's 3
You're
power
looking for
points.
Player's handbook.
they should be on that end of the table actually.
So this is the 4th bullet
Uh,
casting for.
yes. Nice. That was a 6.
So another 9. But it doesn't matter if I get
that
a
was a
raise.
6 on a D8.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. It's just a 6.
But yes, that is. Was that another loaded?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 3 loaded for bear at this point.
I guess we can do 1 knife through butter, which is plus 4
plus 4 AP. Yeah.
What does that do exactly?
So that ignores up to 4 points of armor.
Oh, okay.
So if you find yourself like up against some guy that you're just like, oh, I just shot him and I saw my bullet ping off his armor or whatever, then you'd want to pop that into the chamber because that would go right through his armor.
I assume you could like fire it through wood cover or something too, right? Without like any penalties.
Yeah.
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 Okay, that's cool.
Ignore cover points of cover because you're based. Because normally you would get a penalty to shoot someone in cover, but if you've got a bullet that can shoot through cover, then you're not worrying about, oh, I know this guy's behind that, so bam, I just shot through it.
Right. That would make
That's
sense to
very
me.
cool. Alright, so this is for the knife through butter. Last PowerPoint.
Oh man, now you're rolling good.
Yeah.
These dice like me a lot better. So
Yeah, you totally got that.
nice. Alrighty. And so then she's going to take these bullets, I think, and like place them somewhere separate from her other bullets. that she
Probably
knows.
have like a bandolier. Maybe
Yeah.
you've got like,
Or like her,
or-
her belt.
yeah, or maybe a vest that you got
Yeah.
like a special spot that you can load your bullets in. I don't know. You describe your character, so yeah.
Yeah, I kind of picture like loops on her belt.
Okay. Cool.
So, and that's 5 PowerPoints spent.
So
traditional gunslinger belt with the katana maki spots that hang on the side.
that's pretty badass. So yeah, Rachel shows up looking a little haggard, but not fatigued, at least not mechanically.
Sure. got any of that coffee there?
Yes, it's cold, but you drink cold thing, feel better, I'm sure.
Okay, she'll pour herself a cup and probably
You are
spill
looking
a little bit.
a little nervous. Are you okay, Miss Deputy?
Just a long night. I'm not looking forward to traveling out into these woods.
Describe Scout, because he's with you, right?
Oh yeah, Scout's with me.
Is Scout a he or a she?
It's a he.
Okay.
Scout. Well, I was gonna say I envision Scout as a golden retriever, but they're not really tracking dogs, are they?
They're retrievers. So
That's
they're
true. Okay.
hunting dogs.
Yeah. So basically, this.
One thing I totally forgot about. Listeners, if you listened to the first episode, like I hope you did, then you know that we have dogs here. I have dogs here. Tonight, I got them upstairs in my bedroom, so hopefully we won't be hearing them playing with each other and chewing on human kidneys. I mean, footballs. During the whole session, but you may hear a yip as they take exception to the fact that there's people here that they're not being allowed to interact with.
Right, tonight the kidney went in the stew, so the dogs have to find something else to play with.
That's right.
Wait, what?
The kidney the dogs were chewing on went into the stew.
That why it was so tasty.
Indeed, yes.
I knew I felt like I was getting the shakes, I just couldn't quite figure out why.
Right, yeah.
Scout's your basic golden retriever, so he's got the long fur, the waggy tail, the big soulful eyes. He's a good dog. And Rachel.
So sad when he takes a bullet.
I'll cry actual tears.
Or stick a dynamite.
He's like Rachel's loyal companion. When she was traveling across to Oregon, she basically picked him up along the way, and he stayed with her ever since.
Well, really, did Rachel pick him up, or did he pick Rachel
he
up?
picked Rachel up. I have like this headcanon outside of the game, but basically I pictured like Scout as like this protective spirit watching over her. He's a good dog.
So there are good spirits that live. They're the nature spirits that dwell within the hunting grounds. It's not all manitous or manitois.
Yeah. So Scout, he's smart. He's well trained. Good dog. Good boy.
Just know he tricks.
He does. He knows how
maybe.
to.
I don't know if
sit
it's a French
and roll
word
over,
or a Native American word.
They're working on.
It's a Native
playing
American
that
word,
right
but
now.
this
Is it?
in the game.
And he knows how to hunt criminals.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's his favorite trick to do is hunt criminals.
Good boy, you found Jesse James.
Oh, good boy. He brought me a foot.
Alright. Daisy finally rolls up.
Yep. It's about. We'll still call it about 6 o'clock for our purposes, and you are ready to hit the trail, as it were. Do you have any interaction you guys want to do? You're here. You're at the train depot. It's still kind of dark out. Maybe there's a few hints of the sun coming up over the mountains. I'll go ahead and say there is an Iron Dragon train sitting abandoned at the station. They haven't opened up for business yet. This is one of their special Ghost Rock trains. So the locomotive actually is decorated to look like a Chinese dragon, the whole engine and everything. And so instead of like billowing smoke out of this little stack at the top of the engine, like it's got nostrils that it comes pouring out from.
Yeah, before we go, Macario's going to get off his horse and kind of hold a hand up. Friends, before we go, I see you have weapons, guns, swords. I understand we may not be able to take alive, but I would like to see men delivered to justice, not killed on sight. Is that fair?
I will attempt to keep them alive as long as they give me reason to make sure they stay alive.
I have a bit trouble translating what you mean, but I trust you, senor.
Yeah, Rachel will kind of shift in her horse and say, "My goal is to bring him in alive for face trial."
bring him in alive so we can hang him.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll leave the judge to do the sentence and.
Well, I'm going to follow the sheriff's lead on this one. She's the authority here.
I will attempt to make sure they stay alive.
Sounds good.
This is what I asked. I thank you all. And he comes back on his horse, Guapito, and starts riding down the trail.
Does Railin have a horse? I don't remember.
Yeah. She
Yeah?
got a horse with her name. Her... Not Clementine. Cordelia.
Cordelia. That is a proper name for a horse. Cordelia. It's a Shakespeare name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I thought so.
I forget what
Haru.
you play though.
King
Just
Lear.
hops up on Coon.
Mm-hmm.
Seems very comfortable in the saddle.
All right, so we established no one has the tracking skill trained.
Nope.
I took it and then realized I had to get the spell skills, and so I was like,
Yep, no, that's fine.
I'm min-maxed to a ridiculous extent with my rodeo clown.
If tracking is common knowledge...
No, it's not common knowledge. But here's the deal. The way this is going to work is it's going to fail forward. So if you fail this roll, don't feel like you need to spend a penny. There will be consequences, but it's not gonna hold up the adventure. You're not gonna get stuck here in town going, well, do you guys know how to find the trail? I don't know how to find the trail. You know how to find the trail? No, I don't know how to find the trail. Guess these guys got away. Fuck.
There's
Well,
no one
fine.
else in town who can help us track.
No one else in town. Nobody has the tracking skill.
all
We're
our
all
interests
fucked.
are elsewhere.
Right. Now Rachel will wheel her horse over to
do
the
know how to get to
circus
Ashland.
and
There you go.
kind of head over towards the spot where she saw him run into the woods at least.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that tracking roll. Just D4. You got Scout helping you. You find something that you know the skull or the bandits touched, and get him the scent. Ooh.
7.
7. All right. So you got a basic success. So it takes you a little bit of time. You know, scouts wander around, sniffing at the ground where the circus is posted at, and eventually he picks up the trail and it wanders a bit. It goes kind of out into the woods. It's still dark. It's a little creepy out there. You know, you hear the trees every now and then, the groan in the wind. You feel the malice of the forest pressing down upon you, like it doesn't want you to be here. And some of these branches, the low-hanging branches, they almost seem like huge skeletal claws reaching out over you, and you just feel kind of this oppression.
We must remember to stay within line of sight of each other. It would be very unwise to get lost.
Indeed. And there's Scout.
Yeah.
As he picks up the trail and he goes rushing off, and every like 50 feet he gets ahead of you, he stops, turns around, and waits for you, tail wagging, and then he dashes back off along the trail, and you pick up horse hooves, or not literal horse hooves, but the tracks of horse hooves, and there's 4. I told you it was a horror game.
Holding on horse feet.
Why did I pick these things
Yeah, four men on horseback in a rush came through here.
And is there any sort of trail they were following or anything like that that we can see?
It doesn't look really like a clear trail. It certainly looks like they
Broken branches and stuff like
well,
that.
at first it seems like they're just riding off in one particular direction, and then you manage to follow the trail to a point where they take an immediate detour or whatever. It looks like maybe they were just riding off in a random direction to kind of throw off pursuit, and then the tracks they slow down. They're not they're not as deep, not kicking as much air, or not air, dirt.
It's really hard to kick air.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's really easy. It just doesn't leave a visible sign. But yeah, they slow down. More of a trot, really, or even a slow walk.
Okay.
And all this while, you've got the forest around you. Go ahead and give me notice rolls.
Okay.
I'm going to borrow another d6 to remember the wild die.
Yeah. Go wild die.
I got a success.
9.
2.
Yeah.
All right. You're really feeling this malignant impression from the forest. It's bearing down on you, and you're kind of. You're not really looking so much at the trail. You're just watching the person who's right in front of you, and you're feeling nervous, hunkering down a little bit, like, okay.
Yeah, he's gonna take like a little handkerchief he tied into a bow out of his backpack and start fingering it, kind of like for comfort.
Okay. Cool. I like it. Everyone else, you're staying alert. You feel the same thing too, but at least you three have been here for a while at least, so you're maybe a little more accustomed to this. So it kind of worked out actually that you didn't make it. It makes sense. But you're all feeling a little unnerved. People don't like being out in the forest. They don't have to be. But after about 2 hours of tracking through the forest, you come upon the remains of the camp. Just a quick glance, you see 2 live and very frightened horses that have been tied to like a low-hanging tree branch or something. They're not looking too happy. You see the mostly out remains. Still maybe a few wisps of smoke coming off of it, like it was put out maybe an hour and a half ago or so. And you see the bodies, 3 dead men, one pinned under another dead horse lying there. In fact, actually, now that you're looking, that fire doesn't look like it was put out. It looks like it was kicked in a struggle of some sort and put out that way. And you recognize these 3 men. They were definitely the 3 men you saw riding off last night.
And it was just 3 men, right? Who rode off?
No, it was 4 men.
Oh, okay. I was going to say
You remember very clearly there were four men involved with the theft of the skull.
Rachel's going to pull up on her horse.
1 horse dead on guy, 2 horses tied up in tree.
Mm-hmm.
2 tree, not in the tree.
Yeah.
Doing up there.
And since no one actually has the tracking roll, it's a little hard to tell exactly
Which way they went.
Yeah.
well what happened here. The course of the events. You're not Aragorn.
Right.
A hobbit laid here and they crawled. This way. They were bound. You don't know any of that. But do you guys take time to look at these bodies, these men?
Yeah, Macario's going to approach the horses and try to get them calmed down so he can release them.
I'm gonna look at the men to see.
Are you just
what they died from, like what injuries?
okay?
And
Yeah.
they're definitely dead.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's going to make like soft noises with his mouth and just try to calm them down.
And are you letting them go off into the forest, or are you holding on to them for taking back to town, or something?
Well, first I want to get them calmed down and see if like they have any packs on them that might have like clues or anything like that.
Give me a persuasion roll. You should at least have a D4 in that, because that's a core skill.
Yeah. That's a 4.
All right. Yeah, you have no problem. You make some soft sounds, and you get them calmed down, and they come over you, whickering softly.
Yeah, so he's petting them and kind of checking to see if they have anything on them besides the saddle.
Yeah, just no, they don't even have the saddle on them. You can see where the saddles are put down. It looks like these guys, they got to their camp and well, I don't know. If I were a bandit and I knew that pursuit were going to be coming at any moment, I probably wouldn't unsaddle my horse. So they are saddled. They've got their saddlebags on them. You've got some pretty basic supplies there. Nothing really out of the ordinary.
All right, he looks over his shoulder at the. You're not a sheriff. You're a deputy.
Yeah, I'm a deputy.
At the deputy. Deputy, we let horses go, or we bring them to town?
I think we'll take these with us back to town.
They're trained horses.
We can use some of your rope to tie them to one of ours, so that at least follow a
There's
similar
rope.
animal.
There's
Oh,
plenty
you
of
got
rope
one
to take. Yeah.
I check bags, only supplies, flint, tinder.
there's some food. Which reminds me, you guys didn't buy supplies, did you? I didn't give you a chance to buy supplies. So, yeah, there's like 5 days rations in there for a couple of people.
Okay.
Rachel's gonna head over to the bodies and just kind of do the basic.
Okay, and Haru was already over there. These men look like they were shot. Actually, I take that back. So one body lying close to where the fire was. Maybe he was the one who kicked the fire out. You don't know, but there's no knife, but there's a knife wound in his chest, like someone plunged a big Bowie knife or something into his sternum. And then another man, the man who's pinned to the horse, he's got a gunshot wound to the throat. Looks like, just kind of deducing from the wounds, looks like the horse got shot while he was trying to get on top of it, got pinned under the horse, and then whoever shot him basically came up, stood over the horse, stood on top of the horse's body and shot him in the throat. And the last man has like 2 gunshots, one in his gut, one through his heart.
Well, Macario, we're not going to be bringing these men back alive.
No, it's true. Criminals, they do such things often, I think. Want more money.
Seems to me that someone did not want to split it 4 ways.
I agree.
Yes, cannot ignore a pattern of death.
Criminals like predators. They want what they want, do not wish to share.
Are you patting the bodies down, taking anything from them, or moving on? There's a trail. You see a trail that leads off.
Oh.
I wouldn't have problems taking things like if they have money on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bullets.
Doesn't belong to anybody at this point.
Right, yeah. I'm gonna loot the bodies.
You find $17.
$17.
Rachel's also gonna look to see if there's any sort of way to identify these men.
Give me a knowledge law check there.
I thought it was the most rogue thing I could think of. I found $10.
Oh, this is $17 scattered between the 3 men.
Send me that roll.
I wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't.
So she fails, so God.
Okay. Yeah, you don't recognize them. They weren't locals,
Oh,
so
okay.
they came maybe up from Shanfan or out of the Rogue Valley. You don't recognize them.
$4.25 each.
Not to say that you know exactly
$4
every
for
single person who lives in the Rogue Valley.
Right. Also not notorious wanted.
Yeah, not associates with
Outlaws.
Jonathan Graves.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't recognize any of these men here.
May
We
need
got $4.25 each.
There you go. Do you guys want to take weapons from them?
What kind of...
I'll tell you what they have, and then you tell me what you take. One guy's got a Colt Patterson, which is just a revolver. It's a .36 caliber gun. Another guy's got a Peacemaker, 45 caliber. It's a double action revolver. And the last guy's got a scatter gun, which is just a shotgun.
So you don't have any guns, right?
Yeah, Macario is kind of... He's a little bit Batman.
He's a
He
conscientious...
doesn't really like guns too much.
He's a
Like,
conscientious objector.
he might change his mind at some
coward.
point, but at the moment he's thinking he doesn't have a reason to use a gun yet.
Okay.
We could take the guns back and trade them in at pawn shop. Maybe give money to people who need it.
Maybe the family of the woman who was eaten.
Rattler's just like, she could use a little garlic.
Brutal. Rachel's gonna take the. You said there was a Peacemaker though.
Yeah,
She's gonna
there's a Colt Peacemaker.
She's gonna pull that off the body though and turn to Macario and hold it out to you and just say, "Have you ever fired a gun
I
before?"
think I was
Yeah.
I do not want a gun, but I will carry it if you need me to evidence.
Alrighty, but just be warned, Macario. There might come a day when you need to know how to fire a gun. These woods ain't too friendly.
My
No,
daddy told me to
feel-
shoot.
As you say that, these woods aren't too friendly. You hear a crash in the forest, and a tree branch drops down uncomfortably close. Doesn't hit anyone, doesn't hit any of the horses, but just like maybe it was rotted. You don't know, but it crashes.
Why'd you have to say that?
I like pushing my luck.
When it crashes, immediately perks up, hand on gun and hand to sheath, sword, looking that direction.
Yeah, Rachel spins around and draws. And then,
And you tell you guys you're definitely on edge. Even those of you who are kind of Rogue Valley veterans, just being out here, just everything feels tense.
She's gonna call, Scout, where are you?
And Scout is like at your side, right
Okay.
fucking here. Why are you shouting?
I
Just kind of rolls.
And it felt like he'd run off.
Macario looks concerned and he asks you, what in woods? Why?
Let's just say, folk who go into this woods ain't always the same if they come back out.
It is similar to forest we have in my homeland. You might call suicide forest. People go in, don't come out. If do, they not right anymore.
Yeah, you better hope it's Lemurians that get a hold of you, not nasty things.
I will take gun.
Take it, Benny.
That was, I will take a gun.
So she'll hand you the peacemaker.
Yeah, he very carefully slips it into his bag.
Maybe the scattergun is you get plus one shooting die.
For the Peacemaker, you've got, not a lot. Ammunition, 11 bullets.
Alright.
You guys take any other guns?
I think that I'd put the others, the scattergun and the
Patterson,
like in a saddlebag, because we were going to take it
Okay.
back to pawn shop it or something to give the money to.
Sure.
How many shells are with the scattergun?
With the scattergun, you've got 6.
I'll take those.
No, he has the scattergun.
No, I just want the shells.
Oh, she just wants the shells. Okay.
I have a much better shotgun.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I got a better shotgun and the railgun.
There's 23 of the 36 caliber bullets.
Rachel's also gonna, once she sees that there's no immediate threat from the fallen branch, she's gonna holster her guns. She just wants to do she doesn't think she's gonna find it, but she does want to look for the skull to see if maybe it somehow got left behind at the campsite. So.
Yeah, a quick check tells you
No,
that
it's
it's
not
not there. And there is a 4th trail leading away. Yeah.
Haru, after the branch, and he relaxes as much as you can in the forest.
Right.
Climbs back on Coon and
Shall we continue looking for 4th men and skull? I do not like being in the forest longer than we have to.
I agree.
Yes, we go.
Go ahead and give me another tracking roll there. Something I forgot with the last one, you're actually at a net -2
Oh, okay.
on these rolls.
You said she had the dog. It was
Right, but actually on top of that counteracts the default penalty, but there's actually -2 because the trail is kind of stale. I totally forgot about that before.
Well,
those
we
are
can
ones.
Benny it,
You can,
or we could get lost in this spooky forest. And
so you're
have
going to
an
fail
adventure.
4, so it just means you're going to take some more time to follow the trail.
Oh, okay.
Dog looks confused.
Hold on to my bennies.
We're not going to get... I don't want anyone to throw all their bennies away. There are consequences, and you'll find out, as time goes on. But we're not going to get held up because no one can make the tracking roll to get to the next scene. So
We should save our bennies to staunch the bleeding, not prevent the wound.
That's an appropriate way to put that. Yes.
So, if you're not going to benny that, then this next portion, it takes you about 4 hours to follow this trail. It's getting really hard. The trail is stale. is a little fresher than the one you followed before, but it's hard to follow because a couple of reasons. Go ahead and give me another tracking roll. Mm-hmm.
I'd like to point out it's been 6 hours since we started searching. We should probably eat some of the
Yeah.
trail rations that we picked up from the...
I was going to say, anyone want to halt for a brief rest before we keep riding?
Oh, it's trail rations. You can keep eating while riding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's noon. When we get to this next scene, but go ahead and make that roll. You definitely don't have any of this because it's not.
Oh, yeah, definitely don't.
Definitely blew it up.
Yeah.
All right.
Monster.
So, something you
It's
notice.
behind that tree right there.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, the trail is still difficult to follow, and one of the things that makes it really hard to follow is that it doesn't seem to go in any one direction. It almost seems like the rider that you're following is lost or wandering. Like, these guys, they before, when you follow the trail from the circus to the camp, they had a direction. They knew where they were going. Mm-hmm. This guy, you almost get the feeling like he's not going anywhere.
Scout in the distance.
There you go, yeah.
I'd like to look to see if there's any blood along the trail.
Sure. You got investigation or notice? What do you got there?
got
Do you have
notice.
investigation? I want to know that first. If you don't have
I
that,
do not have that.
Okay.
I have notice.
Go ahead and give me notice at -2.
9.
There's no blood. And you're positive, like, this guy's not wounded. He's not bleeding. He's either lost or confused.
It was just a thought, because, like, a wound, he could have gotten wounded in the scuffle or whatever back there, and been just getting more and more delirious.
Yep.
Good thing Mrs. Ben is not biding time for him to resurrect Attila the Hun for us.
So,
He's got us through
That's
some
kind of weird.
sacrifices.
More loss we get.
4 hours go by, and along the way, as you guys are tracking this guy, you pick up a second set of tracks, not traps. Second set of tracks.
More horse hooves?
No, actually, on foot.
So we
And
found feet instead of horses.
maybe 5 people. Could be maybe a band of Rogue River Native Americans. Kind of don't really know how you would. Well, I mean, from the shoe print, essentially, like they're wearing moccasins. They're not wearing
It looks
boots.
flat soled, no imprint, except for maybe the ball of the foot kind of impression through leather.
Yeah.
I've worn moccasins enough.
There you go.
It makes a more actual footprint.
That
than
was supposed to be a
shoe
separate roll,
print.
but you rolled so well on the
Okay.
wandering one. I'll include that in there. I don't want to have 10 million die rolls. So yeah, it looks like this guy's trail got picked up by a small band of Rogue River Native Americans, and they follow him for quite a ways. And eventually you come to kind of an uphill sloped area next to like a stream. It's not Bear Creek. I don't know what stream would be in the area, but I'm sure there is one.
Naming it. We have plenty of them here.
Yeah. So like you almost a creek really, and it's by some like very minor falls that are spilling down this slope.
Corpse Bloat Creek.
Corpse what?
Corpse Bloat Creek.
Corpse Bloat Creek.
Yeah.
Is that a creek around here?
No, it just sounds like a badass Deadlands Creek.
It does. I will go with that. Corpse
Hopefully it
Bloat
fries up
Creek.
before we get to real life.
Yeah. But the trail ends at what looks like another battle. It's clear that the rider sought higher ground before turning to face his pursuers. Looks like he figured out that he was being chased by some Rogue River Native Americans. It looks like he managed to gun down 3 of his attackers. You see their bodies. They lie all along the slope of this hill as they've made their advance to try and get at this guy. 2 of them are armed with just bows and some flint knives. The last one's got like an old musket, like a Springfield. They've all got gun wounds. And you find the 4th bandit at the top of this incline near the top of the falls. And he's like slumped against a tree, and he's got a musket shot to his wound, or musket wound to his gut, if I can sprechen the English correctly. And he's got like maybe 2 or 3 arrows stuck in him, and he's just kind of slumped there. And there is no sign of the skull.
The plot thickens.
Dun dun dun.
Macario looks at the native bodies. These are natives, am I right?
They are the Indians, as people have called them.
Rachel's gonna ride her horse up to the bandit.
He's dead. He's quite dead.
I was gonna say, see if he's still alive.
Not like lying there breathing, or anything. He's quite dead.
All are equals in death. Walk with pride that you died fighting. We must still find the skull.
We're getting paid for the skull.
Yeah. We're getting paid for the skull. We have the horse. We took the horses with us, right?
Yep. Scout's barking at another trail that's leading away from the scene.
So Rachel's gonna turn to Macario and say, "Can you help me get this body up on the horse?"
Yes, I will grab him 2 legs and use
So
a
you've
grab
got
arm.
2 additional horses with you at this point.
Right.
You guys didn't bring the other bodies with you, did you?
No, we
No.
left them, but I
No.
wanted to take this one back to town just to show the folk
Okay.
that we
The
found-
common rabble.
Yeah, that we at least got the bodies of the bandits who flipped the snake out.
Mm-hmm. The peddler.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with an ordinary snake,
Right.
who is anything but.
Yeah.
This guy's got a Lamont pistol on him, which is kind of like it's almost a double-barreled revolver. It's got the top portion that's 9-barrel revolver, or not 9-barrel, 9-shot revolver, and then it's got
Shotgun.
an underslung
Little tiny
shotgun.
It's actually a really nice revolver. Still used by some people today because of how nice it is.
She'll hand the weapons over to Haru.
I just put them in my saddlebag. I'm not carrying them. I'm at a limit.
Yeah. Thinking we'll sell these along with the other ones.
It is strange to me. Natives not bury their kind. They leave them out dead.
That's pretty strange. You don't even need any sort of cultural knowledge for that.
If I may.
Sure, go ahead.
I don't remember much about the rogue tribes
Rogue.
or area. But I do know that some tribes, it really depends. I mean, you may have a tribe that does a burial mound, you may have some that burn them, and then you have some that, you died in the field, let you go to nature.
So it may not actually be weird.
But in this instance, I'm feeling that Benjamin is going with
It's weird. Like they left them where they fell. They're not even like, it doesn't look like they went and closed their eyes or did anything. They still got their belongings on them. No one took anything off of their bodies.
Get shot dead and left.
It was kind of the same thing. Like the one guy who killed the one bandit who killed the other 3 bandits. He didn't take the cash off their bodies. He didn't take their weapons. He didn't take anything. He got on his horse and he rode away.
That makes more sense if he thought he was still running from someone, though, maybe. But that's the only reason I could think of.
Yeah.
the curse of Attila.
Yeah, sorry, that was a weird out of character thing, but
No, it
anyway.
was a good question, and it's also good for a history lesson.
There you go.
Well, no, it's you guys are tracking these guys. It's things to make note of.
Yeah, I mean, even if they're usually let live where they die, they usually tend to at least take stuff that was important to the family, close their eyes, and arrange them in a way.
Yeah, so he looks at the natives again, kind of thinks for a second. What natives trade for? We maybe trade for skull, get it back.
Guns, ammo.
Yeah, that's true.
Their presence is probably a little alarming for you because the Road River Native Americans 40 years ago basically were all moved to reservations not really near here. Certainly the Modoc left. Bands of the Modoc left the reservations several times. There was Captain Jack, whose real name escapes me as far as enunciation goes. But they were all dealt with at least 20 years ago. I don't remember 100%, but I'm pretty sure that was all done with like pre-Civil War.
I was gonna say Rachel's gonna turn to the posse and say, we found all the bandits, but we don't have the skull.
We get paid for the skull.
Yeah, you guys want to keep?
We need to return that property. If it was as bad as the, ringmaster said it was, we should probably put it back in at least a safer place. Who knows what these indigenous people may do with it?
I do not feel anything so valuable to kill over should remain where people will fight over it.
Agreed.
And it's about noontime at this point.
Is the creek water clean enough that we can fill cans?
Yeah. Yeah.
Clean enough.
I mean,
It's
called Bloated Corpse Creek, so just want to double check
Why?
there's not like corpses.
No,
Cleaning
there
it up.
aren't. No, none of the bodies are in the creek water, and it's fast moving enough that it's not stagnant.
Oh,
Haru takes a silk cloth from his pocket, dips it in the water, and rubs his face after being in the saddle for so long he's wiping the sweat in the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ties it around his forehead so it can dry.
yeah, Rachel's gonna
Okay.
pull her canteen.
I take some water over to Guapito and make sure he's had his fill as he snots in my hand afterwards.
Oh yeah, let Coon drink too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cordelia's just gonna drink straight out of stream. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Drink, horse.
Oh, please.
You horse drink. Yeah, and Scout's probably like lapping at it.
Splashing all over the creek.
Yeah, he probably totally gets in the creek and
He's wagging his tail in the water, just spraying everything.
yeah, gets
So,
out,
boy.
gets right next to you,
Right.
and before you can even go, no, Scout, no, wait, just shakes himself off.
Alright, and then, once that's all done, I was thinking Rachel would call Scout over and, grab, a piece of the clothing off the...
Yeah, you see another trail leading off.
Okay, and give it to Scout to smell and
Mm-hmm.
be like, track, boy.
All right, point.
Point.
Go ahead and roll tracking, -2 still.
Who's a good tracker, Scout? You are. You're a good tracker. You're a really
Yeah, he
good
is.
tracker.
Oh, both of them.
Is that dog a bone?
Good boy. She gives him a treat.
He's the bestest boy.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's a raise.
Okay.
So
Minimum of 8.
yeah, about an hour. You follow the trail for an hour. It's 1 o'clock, and you quickly catch up with one of the survivors from the last battle. Except now he's dead.
I'm just finding body after body.
You are finding body after body,
There's a whole other group of
and also like you're following this trail, and it, at first it seems like they're heading off in a certain direction, and then the trail starts
To meander.
meandering back and forth, like they've got no sense of direction.
Now we should be really
They're just lost.
because Indians have an intense sense of
Yeah.
direction. Like north is that way.
Right.
Well,
They would be really familiar with these woods if they were living in them.
yeah. And this guy, he's one of the Rogue River Native Americans, and he lies dead along the trail with a flint and knife shoved through his ribs.
Killing each other. It's the curse of Attila.
And go ahead and give me a tracking roll. Scout's not going to be able to help you with this one, so you're just at a -2 for defaulting.
Hey,
Oh, that's a 4. Go ahead and blow it up.
Yeah, it goes up. It's like, oh crap.
D4 is sometimes the hardest thing.
2, so
All right, you
4.
got a success. So you're looking at the tracks, and you manage to stop everyone before they ride up and spoil the tracks and stuff. And it looks like at some point you do the whole Aragorn thing,
Nice.
a Hobbit lay here.
Oh, okay.
Looks like the 2 Native Americans. They paused and they quarreled. One from horseback, the other from foot. Now. You know that when you originally picked up the trail of the Native Americans, they were all on foot. You never found this guy's, the outlaw's horse. So
Oh.
presumably they took it. It looks like the one on foot then at some point in this argument, this quarrel, leapt up, tried to leap up on the horse. And the two, just kind of judging from, how it looks like the horse cantered back and forth a bit because two people were fighting each other on its back.
Yeah, that'd make any horse uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
The horse is like, I don't get paid enough for this shit.
The one thing that's really unclear
Pay me.
is who the victor was. You don't know if this guy that's laying here was originally the guy on horseback or the guy on foot. But whoever won this scuffle rode on. They didn't even stop to retrieve their knife. It's still sticking out of his
And
body.
he's definitely dead, too.
Definitely dead.
Oh, boy.
Why? What is this madness? Why?
I feel that, as the ringmaster said, it was a circus of wonder and terror, and he said, if I remember right, there was like the cursed skull of Attila the Hun or something like that, right?
Well, he didn't. Mordecai did not say those words exactly. He just said he paid more money for this skull than he did for the Rattler, and the skull was a little bit of a bigger attraction. I mean, he's still able to make money off the body of the Rattler. He's just having it taxidermied. So instead of having the lure of a live Rattler, he's got the body of a Rattler that he can display. But I don't remember exactly the words I said. They're on the last episode if you want to go back and listen. But basically, it was the skull of the scourge of God, who's tainted black by his wicked soul.
That's enough for somebody from Japan to go, it's cursed.
Yeah.
I think she determined that he was not telling the truth about it, though, that there was actually something else.
That is true, but you didn't push him for more information.
Right. But I will...
I get the strange sensation that this skull of Attila the Hun is not... It is, to put it simply, cursed. It may be affecting those around it.
There is another word. I think it is evil.
That is a good word.
It's an excellent word. Mordecai got the sense from him when I spoke to him that the skull might not be all that he made it out to be. $50 per person is a lot to recover.
That's quite a ton. $200 is probably more than he made last night.
Just to recover some old skull. And he gave me this, which he said, when we found the skull, we should put it in this bag. And she pulls out that bag.
Special sack.
Heavy black velvet
We must
bag.
put it in special sack, not any sack, special sack.
Yeah.
Is there a way to
Most suspicious.
determine what the bag is made of? Can somebody here do some sort of roll?
It's velvet.
It's just velvet.
Yeah. Do you have knowledge of coal? No. Yeah, as far as you can tell, it's just a heavy velvet bag. Maybe he was honest about the skull is fragile. I don't want it to break. That's why I'm paying you $50 a person to bring it back. Is because it's valuable, and this velvet bag will help keep it cushioned and safe once you get it back in your hands.
The Wild West versions of bubble wrap.
Yep.
Velvet bag.
Mm-hmm. You guys ready to move on? The trail continues.
We move on
Yep.
to find this evil skull.
Forward.
Give me another tracking roll.
I know how this ends.
But this time
See,
you
I
don't
played
say
out
that.
3 times already.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna find another corpse.
Yeah. Scout.
This time a
roll,
moose has got it or
11.
something.
An 11? All
I'm
right.
assuming that Scout was assisting this time.
Scout's always assisting.
Oh, okay.
Well, yes.
Oh.
That's right. I said he wasn't assisting on the last one, but yes, he's assisting on this. So an hour later brings you. You find yourselves at a prospector. It looks like it's a prospector's quaint. There's some sluices into a stream. There's a log cabin, small. I wouldn't even call it a log cabin. It's more like a shack, really. You see the body of the last Native American lies on the ground near the door of this cabin, and just immediately you can tell exactly how he died, because his chest is ripped open like he took almost a point-blank blast from a shotgun to the chest.
Now we're looking for a prospector.
He might still be in his cabin.
Is there a light on in like the window or anything?
There's no smoke coming from the chimney, and it's only 2 o'clock, so it's not like it's really dark out.
Hey, back then your room was dark.
Yeah, Macario's gonna kind of like hold his hand up and quietly get off his horse, sneak up to the door, and just see if he can like slide it open.
Yes. Before we get to that, so adjoined to the shack or cabin, what will you? There's another like small shed, and you see a horse standing not far off, kind of grazing, looking a little nervous, and there's a very irritated mule in the shed. And he's braying and letting everyone know that he is fucking pissed off at the world.
Sounds like a mule.
Okay, well that sounds like it takes precedence over sneaking up to the house.
Okay.
I can't breed, so I'm gonna be mad at everything.
Yeah. Maybe he's pissed off because there's a strange horse nearby, or he hasn't been fed recently or something, but he's mad. He's letting everyone know.
They make a weird noise because it's not quite a donkey sound. It's not quite a horse sound.
Yeah, I can't make either one, so.
Mules shouldn't exist, so it's an abomination sound.
Oh boy, Macario's gonna fucking shoot him.
No.
He's gonna lasso him.
That was out of character.
He's gonna hang the mule.
No. You've already told me I can't do damage with my no damage whip. So.
Yeah, but we hang him. It's a different matter.
I'm gonna require one hell of a strength check to actually like
There's 4 of us.
lynch a mule.
We'll get a steam shovel,
Oh,
which was
boy.
actually used to lynch an elephant in Tennessee.
That's right.
Is it murdered a man or something? I think I remember
Yeah,
some of
well,
that.
stomped on a
Stupid
kid.
thing. I don't. Who the fuck?
Yeah, there's a play called Elephant's Graveyard by George Grant that like goes into it that I did many years ago in Seattle.
But you guys go into the I'm sorry. Hold on a second. You said the mule was taking precedence. So what's Macario doing here?
Yeah, so he was gonna sneak up and open the door. When he hears the mule baying, he's kind of like curiously looking in there, trying to like figure out if he can get in there safely without like getting shot from 5 angles.
You're not so sure about that. There's not really a nice, clean, clear angle that you can get there without exposing yourself to being shot at. But what do you do?
Yeah, so he turns and quietly says, "Can you cover me, please?" And then gets off his horse and starts sneaking over to the shed.
We'll cover you.
You guys cover. You watch. No one shoots at you. There's no movement.
My teammates don't like turn on me and then.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's correct.
Good.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. What's up with this mule? Why is he so mad? What's wrong?
I don't tell. Could be because he's been unattended for too long.
There's not like a smell of blood in the air. Or...
No, well, aside from like the dead Native American.
I was going to say it could be that a shotgun blast happened nearby and it startled the bejesus out of it. Now it's pissed off.
Could just be that because it's a mule and it's the nature of the beast.
Well, because this has already worked once today, he's going to make nice animal noises. But this time he's going to make it like donkey style, so it's going to be like,
Oh boy.
whoa.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion.
I'm making pancakes.
Style.
Yeah, and he burst into his best Chris Rock impression just to really calm the donkey down.
Cool.
2 4s.
Alright, that's good enough. So it sees you and it kind of like nudges forward, sticks its muzzle into the palm of your hand like it wants to get petted, and maybe it's looking for some oats or something, some treat.
Yeah, I'll pet it, and then if it's on like a leash or a line or something, I'll use that and kind of guide it out of the barn.
It's not on a leash or a line or anything. It's just penned in there, so you like open the gate and it comes out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like go bolting off into the forest or anything.
Yeah, I think he's going to tie a rope around it though, just to make sure it's not going to go nuts and start stampeding people or something.
Okay.
No, they don't stampede. They kick.
Yeah, or kick.
And they'll
Yeah.
kick people they like.
No, you've got it pretty calm. You got him pretty calm. It's a male.
All right, yeah, and I'll just tie him outside to like a tree or something.
Okay.
I not see anything in shed. We check house.
Haru approaches the front door,
Door is
announcing
open.
himself as he's coming up. If there's anyone in there, please do not shoot. We are with the law.
Door's open.
He was making sure that he wasn't going to get a chest burst of shotgun either.
Right. No, that's valid. But there's no response.
Yeah, Rachel.
You lead on that.
I've got
This
your
is
cover.
your purview.
The cabin is empty. The stove fire is cold.
I'm using really advanced words because I know them. I don't know if my character would know them.
He's been in America for a while. So
I'm talking
probably-
purview, which is a weird French word.
Yeah. He's probably picked up enough. Like I said, the most trouble Haru probably has with English is certain idioms where he knows it's a phrase that means something, so he doesn't take it literally.
Yeah.
But he's just like, okay, hold on, I need a translation here. What are you saying? Yeah, there's no one here. There's just the body of the dead Native American. And there's another trail leading off into the forest.
Oh my gosh, this is cool.
Are there any books, journals, anything like that?
Rachel kind of.
I think I've got it figured out. This skull is leading whoever has it to other people for this person to die. So these people can grab it to lead it to somebody else for these people to die. So on and so forth.
I can't help myself. There's a certain Kipling story that I based this adventure on.
Rachel sees the trail kind of going
I've
off
probably
into the
read it,
woods
but I don't
and
remember it.
rolls her eyes a little bit and kind of mouths to herself like, "Why
I'm cut
me?"
off. My tongue is feeling fat.
Okay. What do you find in... there's probably a ledger or something keeping track of like what the prospector has pulled out of their mine or claim or whatever. It doesn't... It looks more like a... I don't know the technical terms well enough, but basically they're not hard rock mining. There's a stream running through their
Got the
panning.
sipping.
Yeah.
Whatever, get panning.
Is there anything that I can identify whose claim this is?
Yeah, give me a law roll.
What's the status of this house? Look at this shack. What is it? Is it
It looks well kept.
So
Well, that
7?
Yeah.
relatively clean?
7. Fuck. Make up a name for this person. But yes, you do.
Billy Gregg.
You
So many
do
Billies
know
go
this.
out.
This claim is registered to one Kelly Anderson.
So Rachel's gonna kind of turn to the group and say, I'm assuming he's got some sort of like
She was
letters or a ledger that's got his name on it.
Yeah, she has a ledger in
Oh.
there with her name on there. She was not noted for violence. There was never any issue of like, oh, we were passing this area and this person came out and was yelling at us and shooting at us
Right.
or anything like that. She came in.
She's not one of those crazy prospectors.
Right.
She came into town once in a while and actually
She
bathed.
came regularly into town to store the gold she panned with Mr. Beekman at the bank in Jacksonville.
This is Kelly Anderson's claim. Highly unlike her to.
Do I know this person at all? Have I heard of him?
Is it her?
Because honestly, Haru would be like relevance.
She would have no relevance to the Iron Dragon railroad line. So
not even so much that. Like at this point, he's like, does it really? We will inform the family if we find her body. But other than that,
I don't think you've ever heard of this person. You don't know if she has any family living in town.
So unless
as
we
far as
find
you're
her,
concerned, she's a nobody to you.
yeah, that's kind of what I was like. So he's kind of it's extra information. Doesn't help us with finding our prize.
Well, it might if we know who we're looking for. Maybe we can.
I forgot to do this earlier. So you guys are standing there, and you're still in the forest. The shadows. It's 2:00. The shadows are growing
At 2 o'clock.
At 2 o'clock.
What time of year is this?
This is August.
That ain't right.
Yeah.
The leaves are starting to turn, and Rachel, you almost hear. It's like you hear it clear in your mind, if only just at the edge, not beyond the edge of hearing the wailing cry of a newborn babe.
Oh, great.
You don't know. Maybe it's the wind blowing. Maybe not.
Great, now the baby's killed the woman and it's got the skull and it's just...
I don't want to like spoil your big reveal, but I'm picturing the skull as actually like hopping from shoulders to shoulders and murdering everyone. Like it just kills somebody, hops to the new shoulders, kills the next person, hops to the new shoulders.
Maybe it is. Who knows?
You should really kill this guy.
Yeah.
Trying to find the perfect body to remove their head and attach itself so it's like reincarnated.
So,
And Daisy, as you've been traveling through this forest, sometimes, not enough to make you like stop and go chasing after her, but God, you feel almost like you can almost hear your father calling your name somewhere out there in the woods. And you know that can be possible.
It can be?
Can't be possible. But you swear, you sometimes hear, Daisy! Daisy!
Daddy? But he's not there.
He's not there. At least, you don't get how he possibly could be.
So, like, in the middle of Rachel talking to Haru about, like, she's going to kind of, like, trail off as she, like, hears this, and then...
This isn't just any newborn babe. You know
Right.
exactly what newborn babe this is.
Yeah. And then she's going to, kind of, like, shake herself and be like, did you hear something?
Did I hear something?
What did you hear?
I mean, the only thing I can imagine that would be terribly detrimental would be like the Emperor yelling, "Dishonor on you! Dishonor on you!"
Not yelling, but that is what you hear plucking at your ears in a faint whisper, tales of how you failed your country, your shogun, your emperor, your family, your clan. No shogun anymore. Okay. Your emperor, your family and your clan, and you'll never see home again.
Haru's eyes.
Maybe it's just the wind. The rustle of the leaves, the trees. Maybe it's your imagination.
Maybe it's my daddy.
Maybe it's
Haru's eyes grow
Casey's
wide.
daddy.
To be next.
Yeah. What you hear next? What's that? Is that your mother calling your name, crying for you?
She's
Is that-
sick, isn't
Is
she?
that the French soldiers coming to take the ranch?
Yeah. We'll go with those, because they're both bad.
Both equally terrible. Thank you.
Or is it just the wind? The wind blowing in the trees, the rustle of the leaves, the branches, the braying of the donkey. Or can you hear the screams? Can you hear the screams? Macario, do you hear their screams? All of them crying out for salvation, those lost souls burning damnation because you didn't save them.
Macario's going to get really quiet and kind of head over to the donkey and just kind of hold it by the neck and sort of like look off into the woods. Not really sure what's going on.
And the moment passes, and before you know it, the wind is just the wind blowing in the leaves. It's the branches swaying. It's the sounds of the forest that you expect. That feeling of malice is still there. Hey.
No, it was
cockeyed, it was making it uncomfortable.
Hands off my whiskey!
Drink it quick before he steals it.
I know.
I saw it resting on the
Is
edge
that,
of the book
is
here.
that the leaves in the wind, or is that someone stealing my goddamn whiskey?
I was going to add that Haru, hearing that, would have also slumped down on his knees and been just kind of lamentful, like not even. He would have been just so distant, almost in a foreign land, if you will.
Rachel's like looking around wide-eyed.
And as I said, the moment passes for each and every one of you. And although that depressing feeling of malice from the forest looming over you all around is still there, that wail of a lost babe vanishes. You don't hear it anymore. Those cries are gone. Calls of your daddy are, must have just been a trick of the wind. Even those cries of dishonor. Must be the forest just getting to you. Can't be anything else. Shouldn't be anything else.
It could have been the Lemurians.
Could have been the Lemurians.
Once it passes, Haru kind of renewed with a little bit of a sense of vigor within himself.
I haven't failed until I die. I have not failed until I die.
And he stands up.
We need to find the skull and get out of this forest.
Rachel, when she speaks, her voice is rough, like she's trying to suppress tears. And she just says, let's get this goddamn job over with.
Find the skull, and then I can find my daddy.
Alright, I untie the donkey and add it to our train of animals.
And for all this fear
And the other
strange
horse.
sensation, Scout's there at your side.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, maybe she'll like even
and he
let us die.
does that beautiful dog thing we all love, where he kind of looks up. He's sitting a little bit with his back to you, and he looks up over his back as his head's totally inclined, and he just leans into you, groans, and his tail thumps against the ground.
Oh yeah,
Love
like
that dog thing.
yeah, she'll like pat him on the side, like the thumping pat,
Mhm.
kind of play their belly like a drum,
Yeah.
almost. And then she'll
Haru.
kind of like feel heartened by that.
And gives you a little lick.
Haru faces east and does a deep bow. It's kind of been like a reaffirmation of, I promise I will not come back until I find, I've regained.
Mm-hmm. And it's time to follow that last trail.
Last trail.
Oh boy.
Dun dun dun. Go ahead and roll that tracking. Let's see what you get. Dice was pretty nasty, so
That's a one.
that's a -2, so that's a failure, but we're failing forward. So yeah, this last trail, maybe it's hard to follow.
We are by a stream, so
You are a little distracted with what just happened. Your experience in the forest. Maybe this prospector, this Kelly Anderson, made a good bit of time and distance since you started following it. A lot of this, it doesn't look like it all happened last night.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened today while you've been pursuing this trail from the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours that you've been up and going. But another 4 hours goes by, so it's 3, 4, 5, it's 6 o'clock. The shadows are getting longer. Sun is wheeling its way. It's not sunset yet,
Right.
but the sun is definitely on the setting side of the sky. You're walking through the forest, and you hear cries for help. A woman scream, "Help! Help me, please, someone! Anyone, please help me! Oh God! Please, help!"
Haru
go.
wants to speed ahead, but his
Yeah.
cautiousness is taking hold of him.
Help me, please!
Uh,
He
Anyone!
moves at a
Someone!
trot.
Please.
I'm heading over.
Yeah,
Rachel
no try.
basically like kicks her horse into.
Seeing everybody else go into a full gallop,
Yeah,
he
we all-
goes into a full
we all
gallop.
pass.
Everybody will notice at -2.
Perfect.
Ooh. -2. Oh yeah, 0.
Nothing. I got a 2. 3.
I rolled 2 2s. I got nothing.
Alright.
We're all blissfully unaware.
Yeah.
Yay! I didn't want to notice anyway.
So you follow, and the cries end in a violent scream of pain, which I am not going to do.
Aww.
But
A woman-
give it into the mic.
A woman's shrill scream, like you'd get out of a 50s or 60s era movie, maybe even an 80s movie.
Super terrible horror scream.
Yeah.
That's so fake that is real.
Yes. And you come to a clearing at the center of which is it's a big old oak tree. And at the base of the oak tree, you see the mangled corpse of Kelly Anderson, the prospector. Unused shotgun shells lie scattered around her body, and a partially dismembered arm stretches out towards the skull. It lies there sitting, black streaks of green, veins of green running through it.
Was
Leering
green there before?
evil. Yeah, it was there before. I just never described it because I'm stupid.
No, it's because it was in a dark little box and you
Yeah.
couldn't see very well.
Yeah. It's laying there. You swear it's looking straight at you
Me?
as it sits there. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Macario motions at the bag. He says, "Give it to me, please."
Haru
You know,
is looking not just at the skull, but looking around because there's the blood-curdling scream. He is being very wary of what is happening in this clearing. He's keeping his eyes on the tree line, up in the tree. Something isn't right. He doesn't know what it is, but something isn't right.
yeah, we
Rachel
better get that
is
thing in the bag
running
soon.
forward to Kelly's body.
Yeah, get that skull in the bag soon.
Can I roll menace? I'm assuming you guys have dismounted. You come to the edge of the clearing.
Yeah.
You dismount.
I just ran and I'm running to the body.
Okay.
I got a 9.
So, okay, I'll get to that. So did you give Macario the bag?
No, she ignored me and ran off.
I'm running to Kelly's body to see
Okay,
if
you're
it's
running
looking like she
forward.
might still be alive.
Alright, so you've run forward. You're like halfway into the clearing. You're almost there. Macario, where are you? Because
I guess I'm following after her because she just ran off.
okay, you're following.
To
Daisy,
the
where are
body.
you?
Oh, I've got off my horse. I got my gun ready, and yeah, I'm not running towards the skull. I'm kind of like, yeah, get that thing in that bag. And
So you're moving into the clearing, though.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So everyone, Haru, you're standing there, and you look at the body, and you see the claw and the slash marks all over it. The area where the partially dismembered arm is reaching out, or actually, I think it's fully dismembered. It's reaching out, and you see the marks on the trees. The claw scrapes through the bark, and your vision goes up through the branches, and you see. At first, you think it's just a really big mountain lion sitting there up in the branches, and then you realize it's not a mountain lion. You're not sure what it is, but it's some sort of big cat, and it locks eyes with you, and then it locks eyes with you, and then it almost seems to disappear as if its fur changed color to match the tree within which it was hiding. And then with a piercing yowl, it leaps forward and pounces. Let's see, you were probably in the lead there, Rachel.
By the way, the moment I saw, even when the moment my brain clicked, that could be a mountain lion. Before I even realized it's not, I'd have been like, "Wait!"
Alright, go ahead and give me a notice at -2. And if you succeed, it won't have the drop on you, because you'll have that moment of like, huh? What? Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck. -2, you said?
Yeah. Oh, you're fucked.
I'm fine.
Doom.
So it's going to get this attack as it leaps out of the tree at you, and I'm going to roll my...
I will come to your aid as quickly as I can.
What's your parry?
6.
6, okay.
That's pretty scary.
Oh dear, that is an 11. So that is a raise as it leaps forward out of the trees and just lands on, connects with you chest first with its claws all out and pins you down there and knocks you down and it's tearing and it's raking at you with its claws and it's biting and slashing. And what the fuck is its damage? I don't know. Alright, so I got to raise it, pins to the ground, it's raking, blood is flying everywhere unless I roll a whole shit ton of ones.
It's not an idea if you don't do any damage.
Oh, okay, great. I
that's-
did a lot of damage. Oh
A
dear.
lot of damage.
That's 11, 22, 23 plus 4, 27 points of damage.
So how does damage work?
And is it a wild attack? Does it get +2 more?
No.
Oh, okay.
But actually, thank you for reminding me, because that's actually 29 points of damage, because he pounced.
Okay. So my toughness is 5. So that's 3 wounds, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
3 wounds and then some. You said your toughness is 5?
That's
Yeah.
4 wounds, actually.
Yikes.
That's all the way to end cap, yeah.
Yep.
Do you want to spend that Benny? That's 5.
Yeah.
You've got some
divided by
blues in
4.
there. Those will
That
help.
is 6 wounds.
Wow.
That is a lot of wounds.
Do you want to go to in cap?
Well, so if I spend a Benny to soak, I basically have to roll.
You have to roll like 6 successes, essentially.
Oh, okay. Or if I end cap.
Then you just have to not get below a 1.
Oh, okay.
Or a 1 or below, essentially. Otherwise, you're dead.
Whoa. Fuck.
I think we'll end cap.
Save it for in cap?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good strategy. 6
I would
6
like to
successes
point out
is
that
a lot.
she was heroically running forward to check on the body of Kelly Armstrong.
Sure. And I'll give you a Benny, a fate chip for that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we're all magicers, but none of us have heal.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Not yet.
All right, roll that
My powers are meant to prevent
vigor
this.
at -3 for your wounds.
So, D6.
Oh dear.
So,
That's where you want to roll that. That use that
So-
fate point,
okay.
fate chip, or you could add a
Can I
D6.
add a D6
yeah.
to it?
Uh-huh.
And then it would be adding to the highest one, right?
Yeah. So you'd add it to that 4 minus 3.
Add -3.
Yeah. Well, you're at a net -3. Roll your D6. Go ahead and roll your D6. All right, that's 2. So that brings it to a 6. -3 is a 3. So it's a failure, but it's not a 1 or less. So
Oh, okay. So
you're not dead.
dead.
You roll on the injury table. The injury is permanent, and you are bleeding out.
Oh, shit.
So do you want to spend another Benny and try to get a better result, or do you want to go with that?
So, when you say, like, injury is permanent, that's until I can see a healer, right? Or is it just permanent?
That's
No,
permanent.
it's
Oh.
permanent.
The only thing that can get rid of it, and it's like a one-time shot, is if you can find someone who has the greater healing power.
Okay. Well, we'll spend maybe another Benny to add. Can
Well,
I add another D6?
Why don't you
or-
go ahead and re-roll spend one of those white
Oh.
fate chips and re-roll the total, and see if you can get better than a 6 on
So,
that,
with-
and then you can add a D6
Oh.
onto that.
So, with just the 2 die then?
Yeah,
Or
just the
3?
2. You roll your vigor plus your wild die.
Yeah, you roll bad on your add then.
Shit.
No,
God.
better.
So you still got that 3, which is just a permanent wound and bleeding out.
Okay.
You could try rolling one more time, see if you can get a little bit better, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, I don't know what you're going to spend these bennies on. It's more important. You know?
Right? Yeah.
Then
that's true.
living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living is kind of important.
Oh.
That's
Alright.
a bad roll.
Do you want to add a D6?
Yeah.
That? You want to say that? You want to say that? The session's not over, and you're not dead. Not
Oh,
yet.
wait, I'm not dead?
Not yet.
All right.
Alright, I guess
Yeah.
I'll
Bleeding
take it
out.
then.
Say, did anyone
Yeah.
take the healing skill? No. No.
I got repair.
The wrong kind of healing.
Yeah.
I have to keep my hands clean.
Oh,
Doctors
boy.
are,
I might have to
Bushi are not allowed to
start
do
making
medical
up
stuff.
a new character here.
Uh-oh.
I've got lots of
I'm
bennies.
going to be really, really sad
I know.
because I loved your character concept.
Unless they can come up with some
Wait,
common
so with
parts
this
and
roll,
make
is
you
she
say
dead?
roll.
No, because you still keep the highest of all the
Oh.
rolls you made. So the highest right now is a net total of 3.
A 3.
So go ahead and roll a 2d6,
Alright.
and this injury is going to be permanent.
Just freaking hate me tonight.
There's a 6. Guts.
Thank
Roll a
God it's on my hand.
d6. Your hero catches one somewhere between the crotch and the chin. Roll a d6.
Oh, D6.
Mm-hmm.
1.
Broken. Your agility is reduced to die type.
Ouch.
No, d4.
So I'm at D6.
Yep.
So what does that mean for like my skills that I had?
Doesn't change.
It doesn't
costs,
change.
It costs a bit more to be able to level up a skill that is under or over
Mhm.
that skill. So any of your agility type skills, you have to spend more.
And it will
Like
affect
shooting.
future edges that you want to take if you don't have, you don't meet the requirements.
Right, I got
You're not gonna, whatever edges you've taken, you've got. I'm not
Oh
gonna.
yeah, like because my shooting and fighting were at D8 because
Right.
my agility was at a
Mhm.
D8.
That's not going to change anything there. It doesn't lower your skills. It's
If
not going
somebody
to take away any edges.
Tricks you or grabs you, you might have trouble getting out of it, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
But
it
yeah.
could be worse.
Could be worse.
So.
I was gonna say maybe like as this cat is flying her to shit,
Mhm.
like you see like kind of through the remnants of her shirt that she's already covered in these like massive scars.
Yeah. You're certainly when you go to either try and stop the bleeding or check on her after this is done. Yeah, you definitely see that. But
I'm honestly surprised that came up. Like I wasn't expecting that to be a thing, but yeah, she's got like these scars on her back.
and you've got more because this thing has clawed you up, and you've got that scar
Right,
on your
that's what
face.
on my lips.
Haru probably respects you more, seeing that you've survived a lot of fights.
Macario's going to launch himself at this thing in a panicked attack with his rope, trying to get it off her.
Okay, we're gonna go to the initiative cards for the rest of this. It had the drop, so it was able to
Brutal.
get you guys.
Am I unconscious?
You are unconscious
Okay.
and bleeding out at this moment. There's my deck of cards. Yeah, that was brutal. Porthos is barking in protest against this.
Scout
this
barking.
Scout, yeah.
Distress.
You can still. Here. Let me look up the stats for a dog, because you can still play Scout.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we go. Haru, you've got the 9 of clubs. Riley. Yeah, right.
Railin.
Daisy.
Daisy, yeah.
Daisy.
I remember
Who the
Railin
fuck is Riley?
My cousin.
Oh, okay. Daisy, you got a 4 of diamonds. Macario, you've got the Jack of clubs. Scout, you've got the 4 of clubs. And the Catamount has the 6 of clubs.
So
So
like a cat that we can use as a mount.
not quite.
He's good. He's good.
It's derived from the phrase or the word catawampus.
Uh-huh.
Ironically, like I chose this creature for this encounter, and then 2 days later, I found an article about various terms for ghosts and supernatural things, and catawampus was on there.
That's not what cattywampus means to me.
Yeah, it means it's evolved from there, but its original term is from that. Anyway,
I thought
Macario,
Paramount Cat.
Paramount Cat, yep.
Yeah,
You're
so
up first, you see this.
Macario, in a panicked kind of horror, tosses his rope out, trying to get it around this thing and yank it off her before it destroys her completely.
Okay.
He's doing a wild attack. So, he's at -2 to parry.
So,
Just for the plus the hit, basically.
okay, I'll give you a +2 on the opposing. You're doing the agility trick, right?
No, I'm attacking it. I'm doing a wild attack, so basically he's reducing his defense. He's not trying to defend himself. He's just trying to get this thing off as soon as possible.
Okay.
That's the way I'm playing it. I think I should be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So it's more like they don't really go into it, but this makes sense to me. It's more like a grapple, but you're doing it kind of from a range with your lariat, right? Does that make sense to you? So it's going to oppose you with Either it's agility or it's strength, but you're going to get a +2 to your roll because you're wild. You're wild attacking, so I'll give you a +2.
Yeah, that's my goal.
It's the same either way, so it doesn't matter what it resists with.
This is a 12.
But this is going to be opposed, so you're going to roll your fighting plus your wild die, and you're going to add 2. And I get... not that great. This thing's so busy ripping and tearing at Rachel's body that I'm pretty sure you're going to get a raise. But go ahead and roll and let's see what you get.
Oh yeah, that's an 11 plus 2,
Oh,
13.
boy. Yeah, you get your rope around like its neck and maybe like its clawing. You get it under one arm and you haul it back and it's clawing and it's scraping at the ground. It's trying to get it back at Rachel's body, but you drag it off and it flops down. It's on its side.
Yeah. So it's shaken and prone.
Yeah.
And at -2 parry to any other.
Okay,
melee
so
attacks.
it was an agility trick, but yeah, okay. That's fine with me.
It's not just an agility trick. If you look in the Deadlands book, it calls it an agility trick, but it also has the effect of making it prone, shaken, and -2 to parry.
Okay. Well,
So that's
if you
what
get a
it is.
raise, it's shaken, which you did get a raise because I rolled really fucking terrible.
And prone.
Okay, yeah. And it's off of Rachel's body.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, you're up next.
Can I move and draw my... Well,
It's gonna, unless you have quick draw, it's gonna be a multi-action penalty, which means you can be at -2 to make your attack if you want to.
I can make 2 to my attack.
Okay, yeah, and you can close the distance to try and make a melee attack against this thing if you want.
Doing so. -2, you say?
Yep. Ooh, roll up that
Nice.
6. That's a 9 -2. Oh, that's a bank.
And are you attacking it with melee?
Yes.
You get a plus.
That's right. It's at a -2. It's at a
-2 to its parry.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So what you get in total?
So I got a...
You got a
9.
A 9 -2 is 7.
-2. Yeah.
+2.
+2, so...
No, not +2.
Well,
It's
it's
at a -2. So you're at 7. I mean, I guess it works out.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same either way. But yeah, you hit, actually.
Okay, so damage-wise, strength plus d6 plus 2. So do I... With damage, do we roll wild card die as well?
No, you don't roll your wild die with damage.
So strength is a d6, so 6 plus 6 plus 2, or
Yeah. Well, no.
No, you've got to roll 2 dice.
roll 2 dice. Okay, so
Yeah.
strength plus my damage. Okay, so
Yeah.
I rolled a 2 on 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll roll that. This is my strength 1, so 2. So I got 6 damage total.
6 damage. All right. You slash at it, but you just score kind of a minor scratch on it. The creature is not slowed down. It's not wounded. It's not, well, it is shaken actually, but it's not wounded further. But it's just a minor gash in its fur, and it snarls and yowls angrily at you. And it's its turn. What's its spirit? It's spirit D8. We're using the updated rules for Savage Worlds as far as Unshaken goes. So on a simple success, anyone can act, and you don't have to get a raise to be able to act. Because eventually that new edition is going to come out. I'm going to get that book, and we're going to update to that. So let's see. I got a 5. And not any penalties, so it unshakes and can act. And it gets up, it shakes itself free of that lariat. You yank that rope back to you in preparation to make another throw. And it looks up at you, and it's got these green, slit cat eyes, and you hear that almost tiger growl rumble. And then it yowls, and it's loud, and it's intimidating, it's scary.
I oppose its growl with a stoic, calm face.
Alright. Well, you're going to need to make an opposed spirit check against its intimidation. Everyone except for Rachel, who's
So,
unconscious and bleeding.
So rolled my d6 for spirit.
Spirit.
And your wild die. Porthos. Oh my god.
What was
Never
it?
mind. Never mind, guys. I rolled a 1.
Oh, I got a raise.
Okay.
I was going to be like, Benny up, but then they're like, never mind. I'm like,
So,
never mind.
in this thing's mind, it's, and Daisy, what year is?
I only rolled a 5.
You know what? I'm gonna spend one of my bennies. I'd like to spend Haru's bennies on this. But let's see if I can get better than a fucking 1. I got a 2.
All right, I did not get a raise.
Okay, well, you're unaffected. If anyone got higher than a 2, you're fine.
I'm fine then. I got a 3.
Yes, I rolled spirit.
Yeah,
I
roll
missed that.
spirit.
I was for some reason.
If you somehow manage to roll one of the spirit die, then we'll go from there. But,
No, he's good.
Okay, you're good. Yeah, this thing is.
You got rid of all the ones.
Yeah, yeah. It's yowling and snarling, but it's just not as impressive and scary as when it first leapt out of that tree and took Deputy Kennedy apart. So this problem is you named yourself a Kennedy.
Yeah.
You doomed yourself from the start.
The family.
And
It started with you. And then,
Daisy, it's your turn.
All right, it's time for the woo.
All right.
Spend 2 power points for the 3d6 damage, and that's a 6, a 9.
Oh boy, that's going to hit with a raise because you're
Alright.
doing a ranged spell attack. So
That is all 4d6 damage. That's what I did with the snake.
that's right. That is true.
Damage is not that impressive though. It's 12.
12. All right. Well, it's shaken as your railroad spike. It doesn't pierce it, but it grazes its flank, and you see blood start to dribble down its side. Rachel / Scout. Rachel, go ahead and make a vigor check at -3.
-3.
And you definitely want to spend your last penny on this.
But
if
do
you
it good
fail
this
it.
time.
Because this is determining whether you bleed out right now. Pressure's on. Oh
Oh,
dear.
shit.
Add a d6. Add a d6.
Come on.
So that's 7 -3 is a 4. You are alive this round. You have no pennies, but you are alive. You're hanging in there.
Oh, thank
You're
God.
bleeding out. You can
Yeah.
hear.
I
The
still
last thing you
unconscious.
hear is
You know what you hear. You're still unconscious.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
you have a vague
she hears a train whistle.
awareness. Yeah,
She
you
thinks that the
You go to the
Grim Reaper's
afterlife?
coming with a train.
With a train.
Oh man.
But what does Scout do?
That
Bark a lot.
Yeah. Scout's gonna let out like a ferocious bark and
Like a wolf snarl almost.
yeah,
I can't do that. Never mind. Listeners, ignore what just happened.
and he's gonna.
You know what Scout
sounds
could
like a
do?
sleeping person. It's
You know what Scout could
wolf
do?
snore.
Scout could lick his mommy with his
That was
coagulating
yeah.
dog saliva and aid her vigor check.
Do you want that to happen? I would totally give you a +2 to that vigor
Really?
check if Scout is licking your wounds.
Infected.
She's unconscious. It's fine.
He just got done eating his own food.
He just licked his own butt for 4 minutes. I swear to God.
In the interest of preserving the character's life, though,
Yeah.
this is way too early for character death. Letting the dice tell what happens. But if you want Scout to spend his action like licking your wounds, trying to help, allegedly dogs' mouths are cleaner than humans, so
I mean,
I'm just trying to save
butt
my character's
licking.
life.
thank you.
The
I
butt
appreciate
licking
that.
makes it
After
cleaner.
you added the +2 damage.
That's what we should start doing. Everybody lick your own butt.
right.
We'll say like maybe Scout is then he's like standing over.
Okay, so we'll give you a +2 to your bleeding out check because
Okay. 'Cause my
you're
dog's
getting
licking on
canine
blood.
medical assistance.
But he does have the edge doctor. so-
There you go. There you go.
Dr. Dog.
He's not having that one.
So there's going to be a new round then. Scout's helping keep Rachel alive. He's a loyal doggo.
He went to the same medical school as Scruff McGruff.
Oh, is that McGruff the crime dog's
Yeah, it's
brother or
McGruff.
something?
Yeah.
Scruff McGruff was a military doctor.
Yep. All right, here we go. Haru, you got the Ace of Hearts. It doesn't
That was very exciting.
flow, but it's a really good card nonetheless. Ace of Hearts. Daisy, you got the Joker. Woo-hoo! I am going to give Benny's up because someone really fucking needs it.
Yeah, thank you. Dice hate me tonight.
More bennies. I need more. I have a lot. Boy, it feels good to have this many bennies.
Oh my god.
You need common bond.
I wasn't going to use Joker's Wild for this game, but I really don't want Rachel to die in the second session. I don't want anyone's character to die in the second session.
You want to
I
kill them
really
when they
like
deserve
her
it.
character
Yeah.
too. I would be super bummed.
I know. Whatever your name is. Macario, you've got the Jack of Hearts.
Man, jacked it, Dave.
Yeah, and
Makes sense. I'm dying. So, it's perfect.
4 paws?
four spades for Rachel / Scout. And for the Catamount, we've got the 10 of clubs. Thank you. Daisy, do you want to go ahead and go first with that Joker?
Yeah, I'm gonna fire off another round of this.
Alright, +2. Let's see it. This thing is shaking. Yeah, it is shaking.
That's a 5.
It's a 5 +2? Or 5 total?
No, 5 total.
Well, that will hit. That's going to hit. It's not a raise, but it's going to hit.
Not a raise. I'll do it.
You got +2 to your damage.
Yeah, alright, let's just...
I do also have a lot of Benny, so...
Yeah, you can start
I don't
putting
have
it
a
on
lot.
this.
All the time.
Okay.
We'll see. Alright, that's good enough. Well, this is...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
12, 14...
Right through the dome.
Yep.
Thank God.
23.
So your first spike grazes it. The second one takes it through its center of mass and blows, punctures its heart out through the back of its spine with a final. It drops to the ground and goes limp almost immediately. It's dead. Huh?
Haru removes its head and buries the head under the tree, as is tradition with
Ooh.
Oni and spirits.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
While he's doing that, I yell at Daisy, Daisy, come here. We need to stop bleeding. Stop bleeding.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. I don't have the healing
Sounds like
skill, but
running
Macario
around
tries-
and barking.
So who's making the first healing roll? You're going to be at a -5.
All right.
Because no one's trained, right?
No.
Right. So you're at the default penalty.
I don't even have a healer in our party.
Now, remind me, this lets me add a d6. Can I add a d6
I already
at the same
did
time
that
it
once
lists?
in this in the Deadlands.
I see no reason.
I went with
Yeah.
the tradition.
Okay.
I'm a Japanese samurai. I'm not allowed to touch, blood or bodies.
I played a legendary blessed who had a sidekick that got to become legendary himself.
Okay,
Like,
so
first thing about legendary.
this is just a straight up d4 roll because I don't have healing at all.
Oh
right?
boy, yeah, because you're
But you still
defaulting on
get your
it.
D6.
You still get your wild die.
Right, and we can blow it up and we can spin bennies.
Yep.
So there's a good chance something good will happen here.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope.
Oh, let me get my dice tray. That's a blow up.
All right, that's a 4.
That's a 2. So that's a 6 minus 5 is 1. I'm going to spend the red one.
The red one first?
Yep, red one
Right,
first.
so I'm gonna let you draw first there, Rachel, for shuffling, and then I'll draw. I got
Oh, I just roll
Benny.
another one.
Down here by my foot.
Okay, that's a 3.
Okay, so is that a total of 3 or
a total-
adding 3 to
A total of 3.
Okay.
And I'm spending another
All
one
right.
to roll one more d6 here, and hopefully it's on a 1. Let's get something good.
Well, no, a 1 would be perfect because that gets you to a 4.
It is actually a 1.
All right.
Exactly.
So that gets you to a 4. So
Yeah.
you have staunched the bleeding. You haven't healed any wounds, but the golden hour is not passed.
Okay.
But You stop the bleeding. So at this point, Rachel is not going to die.
Perfect.
Oh, yay!
Now we have to get out of the woods.
I know,
Yeah.
we're
You're
8
tired,
hours
you're
into
dead.
the
Yeah,
course,
it's
too.
6 o'clock, and you've got
All right.
someone who's heavily wounded. So
Covered
I'm going
in
to say you
blood.
stop the bleeding. So you can try and make another roll to see if you can heal any wounds within the golden hour here.
So what would that entail?
I'm
It's
still taking a
another
hole to put the head
default
in.
healing roll at a net -5.
I mean, it's worth
That
a shot,
again.
but I mean, can anybody aid me? Does that help at all?
No one else is trained, so no.
Okay.
Dr.
You're,
Dog is
you're,
on the
you're
scene.
pretty much like you know you have all those colored handkerchiefs
Yeah, he's
and
basically
whatnot.
wadding
You're
those,
pulling those out and tying.
He's
Stuffing them in the holes.
Yeah.
Here's what he's doing. He's like blowing the hair off of some of them and like making sure they're clean as possible.
Pouring them in whiskey and just
Yeah.
He's like, I think pressure go here.
superheating a knife and just
This
pressing
is
it.
where the blood is splurting out, so I'm just gonna tie this around there and make it stop spurting.
Wait, Daisy, get your gun over here and just put the hot metal right against the wound.
He lifts and then his finger like he just figures something out and then turns aside and barfs a little bit and then goes back to work.
Yeah, the vomit.
Oh, hey, right.
There you go.
While he's taking
still
care of her,
bringing a
I am taking the bag and putting the skull in it and tying it
Ooh,
up.
okay, so you're picking up the skull.
I'm going to place the bag over the skull and try to scoop it up.
Okay.
He's like, I'm not touching this.
And I wear gloves anyway, so...
I believe in you, Austin. I
I've got
believe in you.
a lot of bennies. I'm going to try to reroll and maybe I'll blow it
He
out.
believes, but we believe in the heart of the dice.
Come on, dice.
Oh, I think that's a 6, right? Let me see here.
Those are hard to see.
Yep.
The other one's a
That is
4,
6.
though.
Okay, so actually, I blew up both the dice. So let's see what I get here. Okay, so that's an 11 minus 5 is a 6.
Doesn't
Is
that
that another
work
4?
out?
That's another 4 there.
blows
I'll
up.
heal a wound. Oh.
You got
So I got a 11.
They're both 11.
They're both 11.
So-
I'm going to spend and get a D6 and try to
D6?
get
Okay.
more here.
All right.
Give you more, even more bennies, Ben.
That's
so
fine.
you can have
That's
more to
fine.
play with.
That's fine.
It's getting towards, yeah.
That's a 3, so that is a total of 14
minus
5.
6, minus 5 is
9.
9, yeah.
So that's
That's 2 wounds. You're
Two
healed
wounds.
2
Two
wounds.
wounds? Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good.
So Macario somehow, through sheer force of handkerchiefs and will, has done doctor.
You have to kill him, right?
I'm doctor.
He wipes his forehead and he says, "I am not a doctor, but I have saved this woman's life."
You have.
And he
You
stands up
have
proud of
indeed.
himself.
And Rachel, you wake up and you get the feeling that you're being held together more by handkerchief than by tissue, by muscle right
They're
now.
like kind of groggily coming to me and be like, is there a train nearby?
Rachel, do not move. Do not move. Do not look at legs.
For you have done.
Daisy,
Yeah.
give me a spirit roll at -2
Spirit roll.
as you're handling the skull
-2.
right now.
1! We're going to reroll that.
All right.
This is like the opposite of the first session where our guys loved us.
That's a 3.
Now,
Is it opposed or something?
no, it's not opposed, but maybe it's not the end of the world. I don't know. You probably have a lot of bending, so if you want to keep bending,
I'm going to at least... Because I get to keep the 3 no matter what.
Yeah.
So let's try one more.
Okay.
I still have 2 bennies left. Which is pretty nice. And same result, 3.
Okay. You are not able to get it into the bag
Mm-hmm. Like at all?
at all. You get close to it, and next thing you know, you're holding it in your hands.
Oh shit, now we have to kill Daisy's character.
Yeah, Ben's like, are you sure? Oh, that's fine. That's what that's going to happen.
I hang Daisy from the tree. Oh, no. Sorry.
Right, now you're just going to want to have to kill everyone.
Strange question. Are there any rules for throwing weapons that don't have any specific rules for throwing?
Improvised weapon.
Improvised weapon.
Okay.
I have to look at it, but
I think it does the same
No.
damage the weapon would have done, but it's improvised, so you might have minus to the actual chance to hit or something.
I was just curious because, walkies can be thrown.
No, how, permanent, is this?
That's an interesting question. One thing you know, you don't want to put that skull in the bag. You want it.
No, because I
It's
can
got to
touch
stay
it.
in your possession.
I'm actually taking my gloves off even
Yeah.
at this point. Ah!
Doing that whole gallop.
That's why I was like, just like petting it, licking it a little, like.
This skull, it looks like it's made out of ghost rock, really.
Yeah, so Macario, kind of turns away from...
puts it in the gun and is like,
turns away from Rachel, and he says over his shoulder, I save you, so I get first at the body. I take the loot. I take the loot, the money, the woman's things, they are mine.
I'm assuming Rachel at this point is still recovering.
Yeah, you're feeling pretty shitty, but you're only at one wound, so you're not, at this point, you're not that bad off. So.
I presume that these are things that we are experiencing currently.
Currently, yeah.
Okay.
Daisy, it would be, I think, would be best if you let me have the skull. I may be able to take better care of it than you.
I think it's safe in my hands. I don't know why I'm doing a southern accent. I think that's just because every character I've done,
It's just easy.
it's easy.
Now,
And I don't know.
just so you guys know, I want you to keep role playing. I like how it's going. I like the feel here. But if you ever want to resist the effects you're under currently, you three may make a spirit roll at -2 to resist those effects. You may make a spirit roll at -4 to resist those effects.
So as Macario is ripping...
Are you sure you want to spend this and not this?
I'm going to roll first if I'm going to just spend a white one.
Right, spend a white one. You always want to spend a white one first, and then
Does the loyalty
minus 4.
minus 2.
So spending the white one.
Okay. Well, no. You. Oh yes, yeah. I'm stupid. So yeah, now you're spending the white one to reroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Now I'm
thing
gonna
seems to be
spend
made out of
this.
ghost rock, and I'm the
You're
one that
spending
knows how to
D6
use
to
ghost
that?
rock.
Or
Safest in my hands.
You spend that red one as a regular Benny. I don't get anything more, and I've already received quite a few.
I will spend a red one for now to just get a regular reroll.
Okay.
Spend a red one to get a reroll.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
7 minus 2. You said
Minus 2.
so 5. Okay.
So you're feeling these effects, and then you blink, you shake your head, maybe center yourself.
Kneels down, goes, I shall not have greed. I shall have compassion.
You remember the tenets of Bushido, and you, at least for the moment, you clear your mind. You still feel something pulling at you. You still feel those impulses, but you have mastered yourself
Is
for the moment.
there any way I could roll like an agility or anything to grab the bag and just throw it over the skull?
Well,
That's
you've
not-
got
in
the
my
bag
hand.
right now, so
So-
you'd have to get the bag off of Daisy and then try to do
I have a
that.
way of getting the bag off of you.
Meanwhile, Macario is about to loot this woman. He's actually going to rip a pendant from her neck.
Okay.
When it swings open, and he sees the emblem of the Holy Cross.
Okay.
And then that will be my spirit check.
Okay. All right.
I spent a day to do it?
No, you go ahead and just make the spirit check first.
All right.
I think the trigger for Haru would have just been Daisy's denial of letting him have it. He felt the urge to fight for it, and he's like, wait.
That's right. It's mine. I picked it up fair and square. Finders keepers.
Burning that now.
If you will not let me have the skull, then perhaps you will let me have the bag. I do like the bag.
Yeah, so he
Bag's over there. I dropped it. I didn't even get
Just
it.
grabs the
I dropped it.
You dropped it.
Yeah, my hand.
All right, there you go.
So, yeah.
So Rachel is gonna kind of like stagger up, just like covered in blood and handkerchiefs.
I feel like a slump forward and be a little
they're
too
colorful
zombie-like.
handkerchiefs, but most of them are red now.
And she's gonna say to Daisy, "I'm in charge of this posse. I'm gonna bring the skull back in." Hand it
Skull's
over."
mine.
Yeah, Macario turns around with a look of horror on his face. Wait, I see clearly. It has control on us. Do not take it. Put it in the bag.
I'll hear him say that, and I'll kind of roll spirit for that.
Yeah.
Since he's saying
Why are y'all trying to come out after me?
5
Minus
minus
two.
1 minus 1 for my wound, so
It's a minus 3.
I'm not like how quickly does the skull act on you? Is it like already murderous? So Rachel's gonna draw her gun and point it at Daisy.
All right.
Roll an agility check to take the bag and throw it over the skull.
All right. Go ahead and roll the agility. It's going to be opposed by your agility there.
For my agility, it doesn't have my hand.
Good luck.
5.
Ooh. This is a tie, and I think in this case the tie is going to go to the defender.
Add a d6.
All right.
So 8.
8. So you grab that bag, and Daisy, you're holding the skull, and you're,
I'm like, I'm staring at Rachel right now.
and then
just
whoosh. Haru, describe it. Describe the scene. You've got
Haru
the bag.
runs over, says, "I don't want this to affect any of us," and just throws the bag over the skull and cinches it really quickly,
Okay.
scooping it into the bag.
Okay. You do that, and God, it's like waking up from a bad dream. You kind of blink, you start, and you breathe in just you all breathe in just a, and you're back to your normal selves and get those cards back.
Rachel kind of looks at the gun that she's drawing.
Were they all the same, or?
Or
No.
No.
The
I
skull,
probably had the worst.
Skull Bearer had the worst.
Yeah.
Rachel, do not fire the gun. You may break your arm.
You may rupture a kidney. You may just explode spontaneously. We don't know at this point. You're held together with handkerchiefs.
He totally is.
Like a rainbow
I heard
with red extra.
I heard a pop when I tied the yellow one on.
Oh God.
I do not think you should move too much.
Haru bows to Daisy and says, "I hope that we are feeling better."
Yeah, thank you for getting that off my hands.
He holds it at a distance like he was beholding an enemy's head.
Yeah.
Like, uncomfortable with his own clutching of it in this bag, but once the relief was happening, he goes, "This is no ordinary bag."
Didn't you take the head of the creature? So you have the head in one hand.
No, I buried it. I buried the head under the tree.
Got it.
It's just tradition with Oni. It's a thing they did apparently when they killed an Oni.
Scout's gonna like run over to Rachel and like do that whole dog thing again.
Haru even pats Scout's head. Good dog. Very good dog.
That's right. Keep taking her bullets, keep her healed.
It's all the extra bacteria in their mouth that's keeping it disinfected.
Maybe.
It's all them fighting for power instead of trying to kill her.
It's getting late. We must get back.
Maybe we should go to Prospector's Camp and spend the night there.
Yeah, you're pretty sure you could get back to the Prospector's Camp pretty quickly. The trail you followed, it wasn't very linear. It wasn't a straight line. It was wandering all over the place. You're certain you could get there pretty quickly in time to maybe...
Especially if we go on a full trot instead of we're tracking
Right.
something.
Right, exactly.
Still great for my wounds too, and you just jar them up and down like that.
Well, you're healed 2 wounds, so you only have to worry about the 1 wound.
We'll stable the
still
horses
hurts.
and the donkeys.
Oh yeah, it totally still hurts, but
The other thing is, Rachel's gonna head over to Kelly's body. And she's dead, so we're taking the body with us.
you're loading up the body. All right, so you've got
Stumped off here with more handkerchiefs.
3 horses, a mule, and 2 bodies. So you get back to the Prospector's Camp. At this point, it's about 7 o'clock. Sun is getting down. You still got maybe 45 minutes of daylight left.
Well, if the sun's actually going down, Haru's doing evening prayer, kneeling down, facing the the west now, because that's where the sun's going down, and he's praying for a safe night, even though we're out in the middle of these woods. He's got his katana up in his hands, and he's kneeling, setting it down, praying, and he puts it off to his side, and he sits in silence for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, Macario's taking care of the animals, making sure they all have water. They're in the stable. The stable's ready to get locked, and
there's not quite enough room for them all in the shed. It
Yeah.
was mostly built just for the one mule, who quickly establishes like, no, this is my fucking shed. Everyone else piss off.
So the horse is just kind of tied up around the
Yeah,
shed.
they're close by, and there's like a trough so that everyone can get all the horses, the animals can get watered and fed. That's no problem.
all right.
But yeah, the mule was definitely like an ornery sort.
We love them anyway.
Yeah.
Do we name the mule?
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody else should come up with a name now.
Might have already had a name, but we don't know it. Muley McMuleface.
Muley McMuleface. That's not going to be his name.
Yeah, actually, I named it Diablo.
Diablo! I like it. Alright.
Angry mule. That makes sense.
Uh-huh. Daisy, what are you doing?
What am I doing? Well, I have actually spent time along this road, I guess, since it takes, 3 weeks to get...
A week, not 3 weeks. It takes a week.
You are really lost.
So,
there's probably like a trail that you can follow, but it takes time.
What I want to do now is just make sure that, knowing make sure that the place is safe for the night.
Mm.
Especially if the door broke off and things
Well,
like that.
no, the door was open. It wasn't broken off. It was just
Okay.
left open.
Yeah. Just kind of doing that kind of stuff, making sure that the place that we're going to stay is...
Cat-proofing the
Yeah.
house.
Just in case there are more of them.
Uh-huh.
He's got a lot of bennies over there.
Rachel.
Oh, I got 2.
Yeah, that's right.
I used some. He's got a whole...
I've got one.
Rachel, what are you doing?
She's probably gone inside
Mm-hmm.
with Scout, and maybe she's getting a fire started in the stove.
Okay.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, there's some wood. You're able to get a fire started. Maybe you cook up some grub.
Oh,
It's pretty basic, and it's whatever the prospector had in their stores, plus the rations you picked up off the bandits. What are you all doing with the bodies? You've got the body of the one outlaw you picked up. You've got the body of Kelly Anderson, the prospector. And you've got the body of the Native American that was left lying outside
Right.
the cabin there. 3 bodies.
Well, after Haru's praying,
Technical terms there.
he would have. Actually, if we wish to make people know what has happened out here, I suggest we just take a memento of these people and then bury the bodies. We do not want to invite more monsters of the forest to follow the scent of death.
I agree. Don't want to
You
meet one of those cat
sit
creatures.
You sit and rest. You have had enough fighting for today.
In Western culture, it's usually more typical to take an ear or even a scalp.
Okay.
American. I shouldn't say Western culture, but American.
We take the whole damn hand.
Right. So, you would not win any brownie points if you go riding into town with, the bandit's head or the Native Americans. Even the Native Americans, as much as the white man shat on the Native American, it's not socially acceptable riding in with people's heads hanging off your horse.
That one's several folds.
Basically, she just...
Usually is like the whole body or an ear or scalp.
What's my plans for
Well,
tomorrow?
She was originally hoping that they could ride back into town that day, but it's clear that we're not.
It's
gonna
definitely
make it
not
now.
going to happen
So
at
yeah,
this point.
I would agree. We should bury the bodies, take a memento from
Now,
them for proof.
burying the bodies, that's a very time... Digging a grave, however shallow, is a very time-consuming task. Like, you're not going to have time to dig graves for these bodies tonight.
Is there a big hole nearby?
Could we burn them?
Yeah, we can burn them. Put them in the fireplace. That would smell. Or we could take them out like about 30, 60 feet from them and burn them.
Fire.
You guys tell me, but I imagine for Christians, just burning the bodies like that, it's not... It's kind of maybe a little bit taboo.
It's a little taboo to the Japanese too, technically.
How do you treat your dead?
Macario lifts up a shovel and he motions to take it out. You realize he's just exhausted. It just droops out of his hands, and he doesn't think he can dig a hole. He's just too tired.
In old times, back in my country, when we could not bring bodies back, we take them far away from places of people and let nature have its way. It seems disrespectful, but they are not that body anymore. Do with what you think is right.
How can I go into town and look Kelly's family in the eye and tell them I let wolves ravage her body? You can't do that, Haru.
You do what you feel is right, but you rest. This is your people, not mine.
You make the call, and I will help as I can.
But you tell them what's the truth. Don't have to be the same thing.
She's like, how did I get roped into being the leader of this operation?
You're the deputy. You're the one who got this posse together. You are in charge.
I know. She's gonna
do?
she's gonna sit there and stare into the fire in the stove for a little bit. Scout comes up to her side and she kind of asks him, and he scratches his ears, and she'll kind of heave this sigh and say, I know I was asking a lot, but it don't feel right to me leaving Kelly's body in the woods with the wolves.
I will stay up as long as it takes to dig a grave for Kelly. The other two, I do not feel are a part of this cycle of people. One is an outlaw, the other is not of civilized society. As much as I wish to respect their wishes as well, I do not feel we have time to ask them.
And it's right about this moment when you hear those wolves howling in the distance, far away. You imagine that you're going to get a nightly visit from them, but you get
So she'll say, that's fair enough, Haru.
Haru goes to the back side of the house
and starts digging. What do you make for dinner?
I'm assuming I'm just going to scrounge what's ever available.
We had some trail rations.
You had some trail rations. The prospector had some beans.
Probably some beans.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe,
We got some food from
what's
the
prospector
bandit.
got in their fridge?
yeah.
Definitely, a lot of dried goods,
Or
dried
pantry,
meats,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
salted meats, stuff like that.
maybe, I know you're not going to like this, but it wasn't salted pork.
Sure.
Back in
Sure.
that day, so
Yeah.
probably some salted pork.
What was it? There's like a meal they used to make out of lard and berries. It was like an Indian, Native American food.
Okay.
Probably some of that. It was just bars of it, almost like a granola bar, but made of lard and berries.
Okay. Yeah, there's probably something like that.
Yeah.
Haru be into eating the beans because bean jam is common and beans are used widely in Japan. So
Yeah, you guys,
you've been a good trade-off.
you make that meal, and it's pretty bare bones.
It's enough to
Your
sustain.
heart's not really into it, maybe.
Yeah.
And some of that meat, it's starting to turn. It's not that great, but you scrape those bowls clean. And you go back for seconds, and by the time you guys are done, the pot, there's hardly any point in washing it because you got every yeah. You lick your
Heads
bowls
in the
clean.
pot, just
And nothing goes to waste. Even maybe the stuff that little burnt brown bits that stick to the pot. You're scraping those out and
Start fighting each other.
you don't fight each other, but you tuck into that meal and yeah, nothing goes to waste. And even though that don't taste that great, because like I said, well, in my personal opinion, pork is disgusting as all fuck, but also that meat, maybe a little rancid, just a little rancid, a little sour.
we're gonna be all like ripping ass just by the way.
Oh,
Small
you're the
shack.
ones who have
And so Haru, you're out there, you're digging graves, and you maybe got the first one half done.
No.
I
So I was
thought you were
gonna-
only drinking one grape.
I'm only digging the one grave for Kelly. The outlaw doesn't deserve
Gotcha, I
one.
gotcha.
And I would be out there with a torch, like making sure he can see and stuff.
Sure. It's already like full nightfall before you have Kelly's grave.
Duster's hanging on a stub of a branch, and
Yeah,
it's digging
yeah.
away.
I mean, maybe you could get away with a very shallow grave. You got enough there to lay what's left of her body out and then just cover it with dirt.
Yeah,
But it's not going to be deep.
and it makes like he wouldn't do this where she could see it,
Mm-hmm.
but he would urinate on it.
Okay.
It would keep the smell strong enough that wolves wouldn't come to sitting on it.
Okay.
Macario sees this and he kind of cocks an eye, but he just watches it happen, not quite sure what your game is here.
Wolves. And that's all the word he needs. He feels he needs to say.
Oh. That's it.
Oh.
It's like I said, it's full dark. We'll take this down to I say 9 o'clock. Takes a little bit of time to.
No, it would take
dig
about
it.
2 hours to dig at least a 2-foot grave.
Yeah.
Big enough for a
And,
person.
And you've got Kelly buried in a shallow grave. And there's not a whole lot of room in this cabin. It was made for one person, but y'all
Haru's comfortable on the floor.
cram in there. Yeah, there's only one bed. So
We give the bed to our ranger.
We
Oh,
gave the bed
thanks,
to our
guys.
deputy.
Alright.
Just
Macario's uncomfortable on the floor, but on the floor.
No, I'm
I've slept on floors. I'm okay with that.
Alright.
rolls up his duster as a pillow. Sleeps by the fire.
Are you keeping watch? Or are you trusting that that door is
I think we'd probably like latch the door, put some furniture in front of it. Anything we could do, really.
We
I
also
mean,
have-
this seems like a kind of thing where
I forgot about the door because I didn't think about the door not latching. Haru would actually probably be resting.
The door latches.
Oh, it latches?
The door latches. It was left open when you guys got there originally.
I wasn't sure if it like actually latched or if it was just a.
It latches.
Okay.
Maybe not, the most secure lock ever made by man, but
Haru would probably still leaning
it's
against the
at
door.
bars. There's a bar that
Yeah, he probably would have stumbled in after digging the grave, exhausted from digging as fast as he could, and been like,
we'd shutter the window if there's a window, and if there's any sort of like
there's windows. Yeah, you shutter them. That's about all they've got going for them.
right.
I've stayed at places like this on the way over between Ashland and Medford. I'm not going to figure anything bad could happen as long as the door's closed.
stayed in a USO room at an airport that was no bigger than your kitchen with freaking 10 other soldiers rolling nut to butt. That's how we kept warm. There was no heater.
All right, Railin, you're a heavy sleeper, ain't you?
Yep.
What are y'all doing with that skull?
Well, why it's sitting
Oh,
in
Haru
somewhere.
had it,
Yeah, Haru has it.
and he was tied off to his belt, and he's against the door.
Okay. All right. Everyone but Railin, you need to notice check and -2. You're all sleeping. No one's taking a special watch. Railin, you can roll -4, but
Nope.
And Scout.
Just notice.
yeah, notice.
Yeah, I imagine Scout
Woo!
on the bed.
Snake
Snake eyes. He is
You're out.
unconscious. Just
What was the minus, he said?
2.
Two.
-3, so I don't.
I'm the only one who could possibly hear or see anything, so I
Roll
shouldn't have been
for
here.
Scout, too? Or
Yeah,
not?
go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
possibly.
He's got D10 for this.
Ooh,
got one
I could
total.
Benny that,
I don't know,
Scout
guys.
doesn't
I guess we're not gonna see much here.
Scout doesn't get wild.
We're all gonna die.
Right.
I gotta save those bennies.
I've got one left. I was like, I'm just gonna hold on to that.
-2 for Scout, too?
No,
It is
because
after 10,
dogs
so,
are
yeah.
like
Naturally super alert to everything.
yeah.
So Scout got me.
It's after what were you
Even
talking
somebody
about there?
digging in the ground.
I
about a
would
mile
say,
away.
it comes down to bennies. I mean,
Oh yeah. Now we're going to midnight.
oh, yeah. I was awake then.
What time is it?
Oh,
10:15.
Holy crap! I thought it was way later.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. So, the three of you, Railin, you're out. You're out.
Yep.
The three of you wake up to Scout. He's not barking, but he's growling real low and whining, and he's. You're getting like the cold nose right in the neck, so you come right away. Oh. And if that don't get you up, you're getting the cold nose right in the small of your back, and that is guaranteed waking up.
Why is dog barking?
He's not barking.
Oh, he's growling.
He's
Why
growling.
is dog
growling?
growling?
That's not the
Bristles
dog
the
growling.
back
That's
of his neck,
Daisy
or-
snoring.
Yeah. His bristle, his fur on the back of his neck's all standing up, all bristled. Give me a notice check. All he knows you're awake.
No, nothing.
No.
Not a.
5.
-1 is a 4.
4.
Wow.
So, yeah, Rachel, you wake up. Everyone else is kind of coming awake. What's fucking control over your dog? What the fuck? And you hear the crunch of leaves outside under feet, multiple feet. It's slow.
Good thing my back is pressed to the door.
Light. You hear the wind lightly through the trees. Maybe there's a little bit of a rain. You can almost hear. You definitely hear that definite crunch of feet dragging.
So Rachel's gonna quietly draw her gun and kind of whisper to the room. Haru, I'm not gonna whisper for the podcast, but maybe Haru, listen, someone's outside.
I guess I listen harder.
Yeah, like
You hear it once Rachel points it out. You hear it.
He puts his thumb on the crossguard of his sword, Suba, and pushes up on it slightly so that part of it's exposed, so it's easier to draw really quick.
Macario's gonna get up and just peek out the window, just like draw the blind a little bit to the side and just peek out.
Give me a spirit check.
All right.
-2.
Oops. That's a 0 on both.
Okay. Yeah, you peek those shutters open just a smidge, and right there, looking you in the eye, is the milky white eye of a corpse. And it raises a hand, and it's not just any corpse; it's the corpse of whatever her name was, Kelly Anderson.
Yeah,
And
Macario.
then hands thud against the door, thudding against the walls. Multiple hands from all 4 corners or walls of the cabin, pounding.
Both corners and walls.
Yes, corners. And the doors jarring.
has someone woken up Daisy yet?
Nope.
Haru's pressed against the door. He's like, somebody else wake her up.
Yeah, Macario is in shock. He's like, doesn't even
you're
say anything.
shaking.
He's just
You
like,
throw yourself back, and you see the rotted, pale, not quite rotted, but hand creep through that crack you left open in the shutter and haul it open. And 3 of you see Kelly Anderson right there. So both of you make me some spirit rolls at -2 as she comes crawling through, pulling her through.
God damn it, dies.
Nope, 3.
Gonna re-roll there.
Okay.
I'm keeping my last Benny for something.
Well, I'm sorry. Add your grit to that.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
1.
4.
So my
4.
three
You're
is,
fine. You're fine.
So net -1 then?
Yeah.
Oh.
-2. So
4.
definitely no.
Okay.
I'm out of 4.
You're out of 4. All right.
We'll say
Go ahead and roll a d20 there, Austin.
Okay.
That's a d20. 11.
You're panicked. You immediately move your full pace plus running die away from the danger and shaken.
So, into the fireplace then? Because, like, I'm thinking the window opposite side.
I'm thinking you're trying to get out the door. You want to get out of here. You want to get away. This corpse, the corpse of Kelly Anderson is crawling in through that window, and the only place to get away from whatever the fuck that is, and you, is out through that door.
Yeah, and you've got a sitting Haru pressed against
You're
the
not
door.
sitting anymore. Maybe you're still like at the door pressing, but you're awake. You're up. You're watching.
Yeah, pressed against the Haru pressed against the door, like
come through.
I'd like to say I'm really sorry for the excellent role playing I'm about to do. So Macario is going to kick the bag with the skull of it out of the way.
It's tied to his belt. It's tied to his belt. Tied to Haru's belt.
And try to rip the door open and run outside.
Okay. Give me a post-fighting check. So that's what we'll do.
Daisy's sleeping through all of this still.
Yeah.
Could I try to wake up now?
Sure, at -4. Notice a -4.
5.
Did you roll your wild die?
Got 2 4s, but -4 is
Yeah.
0.
Oh, okay.
Still
Well,
out.
Macario doesn't do it. Do I have to spend minis on this, or is this...
If you want to.
No.
Yeah, at this point, you two are struggling with the door. You're like, oh, I need to get out. I need to get out. I need to get out. I need to fucking get out. And
Haru pushes him back and says, "Stand and fight. Do not be so cowardice."
I back into a corner, horrified, trying to keep away from this thing.
And you're starting off here, shaken, but you can roll to recover when it's your turn.
Sure.
She's gonna pull out.
You already had your gun out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, she's gonna load it with the
Loaded for bear.
Yeah.
All
loaded
right.
with bear.
Kelly is crawling through that window. And Haru, you got a 4 of diamonds.
Oof.
Macario, you've got a 5 of diamonds. Rachel, you've got 6 of hearts. 6 of diamonds. So there you go. You're going first there, Rachel.
Shooting it.
All right.
Her.
Yeah, her. I guess.
It's no shooting it. It's
Yeah.
a zombie at this point. It's an it.
It's whatever it is. It shouldn't be. You're damn sure this woman was dead.
It
There's
is
no
gender
way.
dead.
I put the body in the ground myself.
Yep. She smells kind of like piss a little bit.
Why is that?
That's what brought her back. She's just really
She's bad.
Or are you just shooting
right at me?
Wow, never to be pissed down again.
So I can take
Hold on a
aim
second.
as
We'll
a-
try that again.
I guess.
Are you just shooting at her, or are you
Well,
aiming?
Isn't aim a free action for me?
No, you can cast the aim spell, which reduces your penalties. You can cast that as a free action if you want.
Oh.
You only got 5 power points to work with because you timed
Right.
them all.
Into-
Well, no, excuse me, 6. One of those is recharged.
How many hours since our last fight?
So I've got 6 power points.
4, 5, 6, 7 actually.
What kind of
Basically-
actions activate powers? Something.
Spell casting is just a regular action.
So if I
But hexslingers have a special
Yeah.
certain
No,
spells.
I was just wondering for my own.
so aim was it's a free action, right?
Yeah.
So I can aim and shoot the same turn.
But you can
without-
cast aim. You can cast a spell.
Oh, okay.
The aim action
Uh-huh.
is an entirely different thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I took aim as a power.
Okay.
So I want to cast
You want
aim
to cast
then.
that? Go ahead and cast that, and you can do that as a hexslinger. You can do it as a free action.
And that's the hexslinging
Yeah.
roll, right?
Yeah.
It's just been rolling so well for me.
Well, it's 5 minus 1 is a 4, so
4?
that's a
Okay.
success. So
So-
you reduce your penalties, I believe, by -2, and if you
call
want to
shot
double check the
penalties
only.
are reduced by 1.
Oh, or by
2
1.
for a raise.
Oh, I see. Okay, so yeah.
So-
You want to make that call shot
Sure.
where to?
Yeah, we'll do a call shot to her head since that's the
All
part
right,
that's
so
through
you're
the
at a
window.
-3 and net -4 because of your wound penalty.
Right. And then it's a shooting roll, right?
Yep. Are you firing one of your special bullets or just a regular one?
We'll say.
I guess it's a regular one. It didn't say you loaded any of your special ones into your gun.
No, I did right before combat.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she loaded the overpower or whatever one.
Okay, the
The loaded for
loaded
bear.
for
So
bear. Okay.
yeah, she's shooting a loaded for
All
bear.
right.
watch the head just
And
go,
like lightning's crackling along her gun barrel.
All right.
Oh wait, no, that's a 7.
7
Minus
minus 4 is
4.
a 3.
So if I do a red, that's
You can re-roll it, or you can
Reroll
add a
it.
d6.
I can just
I
add
get a
it.
Benny.
I'm going to just add a D6.
Okay.
Oh boy.
He's got a
3.
small army of bennies over here.
So
I'm
that's
just putting that out to
7,
people.
right?
3 plus 7 becomes 10, minus 4 is 6. So that's going to hit.
Nice.
So it's not a raise, but you hit and you do your extra damage.
Plus 4 to damage.
Well, so the loaded for bear.
So you add an extra d6
So
basically,
yeah,
because you
so-
actually add an extra die type.
Okay, so 2d6 is the damage.
Is the base damage
plus 1.
plus 1. So you're gonna roll 3d6 for the loaded for bear plus 1.
She roll 4d6 because she also blew up the dice, or is that
No,
not?
she didn't get a
No.
raise.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay.
And
And
you
it's a
add-
called shot to the head.
right.
So
you're
you're
gonna
gonna
add
four
damage.
damage.
plus 6.
Wow.
Plus 6 because zombies are a little different.
So 8, 11,
Plus
Plus
6,
17.
17.
17.
So, yeah, Kelly's kind of there. You describe it. Describe the scene.
Yeah, so like basically, Kylie's coming through the window. Rachel like sits up in bed, pulls rage out of her holster,
All right.
and like lightning just crackles along this gun and fires it off. And
What does that loaded for bear look like?
I didn't do the trappings for it. So basically, this bullet comes out of her gun, and you almost hear this like sound fill the room, like a bear's growl, and it strikes Kelly, and immediately these like slashes appear across like her
Head.
head.
All right, yeah, that bullet takes her right between the eyes, and then on top of that, you see like her body get thrown back like she was just hit by a bear, and there's slash marks over her.
Kind of like Galaxy's been long.
And she flies out of that window and lies on the ground. You can see her, she flies back and hits the ground. She does not get back up.
They're still banging.
But there's
all
still
around.
banging everywhere else.
Wow. Haru, in protection of the whole group, is thinking that we just keep focusing on that one window, and he'll keep his back against the door until an arm comes through it. And then he's going to start hacking off limbs.
You see, it's their turn, and you quickly see another face appear in that open window, and it's one of the Native Americans that you saw, and you left dead on the trail.
Does Daisy wake up with the shot?
Go ahead and give me a roll, and then we'll do this at -2, because that was really fucking loud.
Yeah, I still don't.
No, death.
I hope you just sleep through this.
Gun is not louder than a train. Train whistle has deafened this one.
There's the door.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah. So that banging against the door, and that bar that was holding it back cracks, and even though you're pushing your back against it, you get thrown forward, and you manage to kind of do a pivot and turn to face the door as it crumbles and cracks and drops open, and you see one of the outlaws standing there. He's got no gun.
Sword will be drawn and my turn, like, that quick. That's why I readied it, to be drawn, like...
So there's a Native American at the window, there's an outlaw at the door, and you can hear the thumps around the walls. They're still hammering at the sides of the cabin, but you can, now that there's openings into the cabin, you can kind of hear them starting to move towards those areas. And Macario, it is your turn. You're shaking, so you gotta unshake.
Yeah, he's actually right by the front door too, so
Yeah.
I hope I unshake. I'm betting in that.
Alright.
We're saying
So, no, you don't have to reroll. You've unshook.
Oh, okay.
Now, what did you get?
2 and a 3.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so Macario finally snaps out of it. He's gotta get everybody ready for this, and he sees that she's still asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to rush over and start shaking her awake violently.
All right. At this point, between the gunshot, between the moaning, between the hammering, and
and he slaps her even.
And the cracking the door. And
Mostly gonna violate her.
Well, you don't get to the point where you have to slap her, but you shake her awake, and you grog like, oh, come on, just give me 5 more fucking minutes. And what? Oh, Macario, what the fuck?
He's about to slap you when you open your eyes, and he stops.
Wait the fuck up. Wait the fuck.
And he's like stuttering. He's completely incomprehensible, just cursing in Spanish. And he like points behind him at the zombie that's about to like just rip through the house and kill everyone.
Go ahead and give me that spirit roll. Mine's too. As you look up and you see one of those outlaws standing at the doorway that should be dead.
That is a 2.
He's not having a good night.
Give me a d20 roll while I get to that table.
20. 11. That means
That's
I run.
I got.
Yeah, that's right. You're panicked. You want to get out of there, but you're at this point. There's nowhere to go because the thing you're scared of is standing right there in the only exit. So you're shaking and you're kind of like pulling yourself into a corner, like no. And that brings us to Haru's turn. Make a dramatic pause there while I remember your name.
Drawing and attacking.
All right, so that's going to be you don't have quick draw, right?
No. I might take it though.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's good for the whole samurai drawing sword.
Yeah. Like I said, in the other Deadlands game, Kane can draw, fan the hammer, and reload all in one round.
So
We got 7.
7. Shit, I put their stats wayside here. Yeah, you hit. Not a raise, but you definitely hit. That was at a -2, right, for mapping?
5.
So 5. It's still going to hit.
And then for damage again, I roll my strength plus
Plus your weapon die.
my weapon.
So blow that up. Oh.
So 16, 18, 20.
20. Yeah, you slash the thing across the chest, and it kind of gives a wheezing note. And it falls backwards in the doorway. And it's a new round.
I think that may be the next thing I purchase is quick
Quick
draw.
draw,
Just because
yeah.
I'm frequently
Useful.
I have quick draw holster for my pistol.
Mm-hmm.
So
Haru, you've got the King of Diamonds.
woo-hoo.
Daisy, you got the Jack of Spades. Macario, you got the Jack of Clubs.
Jack.
Rachel,
Oh my
you've got
God.
4 of
Wow.
Spades. And the undead, the zombies, you got the Queen of Hearts. So, Haru, that door is destroyed. There's a Native American zombie coming through the window. What do you do?
First, is there a zombie at the door?
Not yet.
Not in the doorway.
Not yet. You just killed the one that was standing there.
Okay. Thinking of this tactically here, because I'm like, if I move from the door to attack the one in the window, that leaves something coming in through the door.
Right.
Do we have any lanterns or anything in the house?
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that. I imagine you probably kept a lantern on low just in case anyone needed to wake up. So yeah, there's a little bit of low light there, and the stove's probably heated for warmth. So you've got just a smidge of light.
Oh, I'm not thinking of light. I'm thinking about throwing fire at it.
That's a good point about the light, though.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is good. This is
If you throw that lantern, you're going to be taking.
Yeah, all right.
penalties. You probably should be taking penalties at this point. I totally forgot about that, but that's okay. We're going more for dramatic.
So the quick draw holster for the pistol I can draw without that penalty. Right?
-1.
-1 instead of -2.
Mm-hmm.
The quick draw power is no negative.
An edge, quick draw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cooler than the equipment.
I grabbed it because I was like, oh, I like the idea for a quick draw pistol.
Yeah.
Kind of
It's useful if you don't want to drop the
Yeah.
advance on the edge.
well, I'm going to stay in the doorway. I'll take the -1 and draw my pistol and shoot.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. At the one that's coming through the window?
Yep.
All right. Are you just shooting at it? Are you making a called shot there?
I don't think I could hit it very well with called shot, so I'm just going to, since I'm in the doorway, just pull a gun and shoot.
Okay.
Do an lift it up from under my arm and shoot that way.
Sure. That sounds cool.
4.
Negative 1, 3. That's a miss.
Fuck it.
Are you adding a d6 or
Rerolling.
Rerolling? Okay.
6.
Nice.
6. 5.
I was going to hit with a raise, so you add a d6 of damage there to
So
your rolls.
my-
2d6 plus 1, add a d6 on top. 3d6.
Yeah, those dice are evil tonight, though.
So 9, 10.
Alright, yeah, you shoot it just below the neck, right into the chest, and it goes limp in the window. And it's halfway through there.
Yeah. Slash. Boom. Not even like
Yeah, totally.
Totally a just super stoic expression on his face, like he's containing all the panic and fear through just complete zen courage.
Sheer badassery.
And you're standing there, you slash at the one, you turn, you shoot under your shoulder at the one in the window, and then you hear this scrape and movement of the one you just cut down. As it gets back to its feet and it claws at your back. Here we go. All right, D6. What's your parry? Oh,
7.
So you've got, your sword out, still in front of you, shot under your arm, and then, you move and you parry. You hear it get back to its feet, and you turn around, and it's the same one. It's gotten back, it's got that huge gash, but it's not bleeding because it's already dead. And you hear that pounding. You
Time
see
to remove some
more
heads.
clustering through, and standing just past where the others are clustering at that doorway, trying to reach in and claw at you. You see that one bandit. The arrows are still sticking out of him, but the one you found lying by the river, and he's standing there, and he's got a cold inside. These others, they look pretty mindless. They're just clawing at you. This thing, whatever it is,
Got some
it
kind
sees
of
you,
undead intelligence kind of thing going on.
and it points its finger at you, and you hear it call out, "The skull."
I feel like I've been issued a challenge.
There you go, maybe. But Daisy, it's your turn.
Alright, well, I got an unshake.
You can do it.
Yeah, I can.
Shaking. Exactly.
You can't really act. You can move, but you can't act.
Okay.
22 to unshake.
Unshake? Oh man, you can act and then some.
Alright.
It's like 22. Holy.
It's like you're out and then you're awake and ready to go.
No.
Well, now I need to grab and ready a gun.
I thought I was in a nightmare for a second. Sorry, I don't know what came over me.
Yeah, I'm going to pull out my shotgun and shoot at something nearby.
Okay.
What do I see? Is there
Well, you
just fingers on
see
me, or
just a body lying in the window halfway through, a Native American body, and you see a bunch of them clustered at the door. Haru's standing there too, but unless you roll a 1 on your shooting die, you can probably get a clear shot at someone.
Okay. Yeah.
Please
I'm
don't
shooting
roll
at
a 1 in the
some
door.
kind of
Are you aiming? Just taking a
No,
regular shot, or
I
you-
think I just woke up and haven't really noticed his head business yet.
Okay. Fair enough. Which one was your shooting die?
This
I
one.
guess it doesn't matter, but
It was a 5 to roll though, because I'm using the shotgun.
Okay, that's gonna hit.
All right. What the hell is my damage? Shotgun. It's probably like. Oh, it's 3d6. Duh. 6.
All right, that
3 twos.
one that got back up, it's got that huge slash mark, and then you hear the roar of a shotgun go up, and it goes flying back in the midst of its the others that are clustered around it. Hits the ground. Its chest is ripped open with shot. Your ears ringing.
I think everyone's ears are ringing.
Yeah.
There's already been enough gunshots.
And but those others that don't get knocked down, they go.
I've come to the realization that everybody in the Wild West was partially deaf.
Yeah.
They don't have an action to really react, but they're still standing there.
Yeah, Macario.
All right, Macario is going to rush to his pack, and he's just going to start pulling out this series of ropes, and you're not really sure what he's doing until he tosses it out, and you realize it's a net that he's knitted together by hand, and he is going to use the entangle skill on as many undead as he can possibly hit.
All right.
So that is 4 power points, I think. What's that? Yes, 4 power points. I have how many? Sorry, I don't know where that is on here.
Should be at least 10.
Unless you want more. Or
How much did you start? Because you're the same arcane back.
20.
20.
20.
20.
Oh wow. Okay, so I'll just write that on here. I have 16 out of 20.
I put it right next to my my Arcane Mastery pet edge. I just put 20 points.
Yeah.
Cool. So I roll a d4 and a d6. Unfortunately, this is pretty low skill for me, but we'll see if we do it. Ooh, I'm gonna Benny.
Okay.
Last one, but I feel like this could help.
Yeah, I'm a lot too.
Yeah, no, Benny.
I still got. Oh, there we go. That's a 6. Come on, raise. Oh, baby. All right. So the way this is going to work is, since it's a raise, they're immobilized. They can't use skills, and they are at a -2 to pace, a -2 to agility skills, and a -2 to strength skills.
Ooh.
And if they try to break free, it'll be at strength -2 or agility -2.
Okay.
Nice.
So how does this look? You throw this net out, but then what happens when it goes off?
Yeah, so the net, it's weighed down by like a stone on each side, and basically what it does is it basically surrounds them in the net, and the stones wrap around their legs, basically tangling them together so they can't move through it.
That's totally what happens. The only ones you don't have in that net would be the one that's lying currently in the window, and that other one, the bandit leader, who's standing a little ways back and it's pointed out as a challenge. I will say it's even got, like, you didn't take the knife off its body, and it's got a Bowie knife in hand.
All right.
Rachel.
So,
your turn.
what are the
Deputy.
targets? There's
Now, a zombie in the window and a.
Well, you got a corpse lying in the window right
so
now.
that one is. Did Haru get it in the head?
No.
Yeah, I have a feeling that zombie's gonna.
What does Rachel know?
Well, I guess I don't know.
Honestly, even if I did know, I'd shoot it in the head to make sure.
Yeah, she saw the one that he slashed get back up in the
That's
door.
true.
So yeah.
And you haven't seen a body of Kelly Anderson get back up since you shot it in the head. So maybe.
She's gonna do an aim shot at the head.
All right, go ahead and roll.
That's just me rational thinking. Like I'm gonna make sure.
But she's gonna pull. I don't want to use loaded for bear on this, but it's loaded up into rage.
Yep.
So she's gonna pull.
You always fire retribution.
Yeah, she's gonna pull retribution and shoot that one into
Right.
the head. Which I have the quick draw holster.
All right.
Minus
So,
one.
Minus one.
So -1,
So net -2 because you're wound.
right? And then a called shot, right?
Yep.
Would be -4,
-6 total.
-6 total.
But I have aim still. So-
That's just on your other gun.
Oh, right. I guess we'll try to cast aim on the other gun too, since I'm a hexslinger. 7? No, 6. 6.
Oh,
Is that
shit.
a raise?
Oh my flipping
raise
god!
and then
The
some.
dice are
Should I
saying
keep
they're sorry.
rolling, or-
No, you're good. You're good. This is to
So
get the
that-
aim
We're
spell
sorry,
on.
we almost killed you, mommy. She just keeps getting up, extra
So-
dice to her attack roll.
Reduced by 2 for a raise.
Yep.
So then the total net
-4.
minus
Yeah, -4.
Okay. So now we're gonna shoot.
The dice were trying to say they're sorry.
5 minus 4 is still 1.
So you've got rage out,
Uh-huh.
aimed, sighted down, but you don't want to use that carved rune bullet. So you quick draw retribution, but you're used to shooting at opponents that kind of move and jerk back. So you
Okay.
aim for where you figure they would have moved their head if they were a Railin. But it's not a Railin, and so that bullet goes clear through the window.
This one goes back on that.
Tonight. And new
I
round.
need 2 more power points from that 3 power points.
So Haru, you get the Queen of Spades.
Woohoo!
Daisy, you get the 8 of Diamonds. Macario, you get the 10 of Diamonds. Rachel, you've got
A 4 of spades.
the Ace of
Oh,
Clubs.
I
nice.
think all the 4s have popped out already.
Yeah,
Oh.
on her.
And the Undead. Oh, the Ace of Diamonds. They go first. They're going to try... actually, first the one in the window.
I knew it. I knew it wasn't dead. I
Yeah.
knew it.
So it's laying there, and you fire your shot, and then it comes crawling through that window, and it drops down onto the floor.
You actually reminded me I need to subtract a bullet.
And those others, you said they need to make a strength or agility at -2 to escape from that net.
Yeah, agility or strength -2, whichever one's higher.
Here we go. I'm going to roll 3 at a time. They're rolling, let's say strength. They're trying to just brute force their way out of here. -2. So that's none of those. That's 3. Here's the next 3. None of those. The last 3. Excuse me, the last 2.
Oh, that one does.
Yeah, one gets through. The one that you'd already slashed once, that was shot with the shotgun, gets back up. And it's looking pretty tattered and messed up. But that's its entire turn, so that was them. Rachel.
Now we're gonna do another called shot to the head of the zombie that just came through the window.
Okay.
But this time the net is at.
Well, you've got it up. You got aim up on both your guns. On retribution, you're ignoring 2 penalties. On
penalties.
rage, you're ignoring 1. You still got that 1 penalty.
While she's calculating things out,
Mm-hmm.
is there a difference in actions between dropping a weapon in a hand or putting it away?
Yes, dropping is a free action.
Okay, I know what I'm doing next turn. My turn.
So she's seeing the zombies like back to life.
This thing's crawled through the window. It's dropped to the ground. It's like sitting. It's back to the wall, and it's trying to
So she's gonna
get up to its.
rage around. That's got loaded for bear in the chamber, and do aim for the head.
All right.
So net
-4
Why -4?
because you're
Oh,
on
because I'm
penalty.
freaking wound. Come on, die.
Oh,
Nope.
You fire. And that's that here. Bear roar, but it punctures a hole right through the side of the cabin, the shack there,
Brutal.
just next to the zombie's head. Haru, it's your turn. Ears are ringing. There's gunshots.
Dropping pistol to the
Zombies.
ground, pulling walkie.
Okay.
So now that I get a +1 in my parry against them.
You okay?
Can I still attack after doing that?
Yeah, it's multi-action if you draw.
Okay, so and that's -2 again.
Yeah.
I can do it. I'll take -2.
Okay. you aiming for the head or anything, or just taking another regular swing?
I'll aim for the head.
Alright, net -6, but if you land it, you get extra damage.
I did not land it.
Not land it. You swing, and it's it's still in the process of getting up, so like it's just a smidge slower than you were expecting. So
Cut some hair off.
Yeah. Macario, it's your turn.
All right.
Escape from your little net trick there.
Macario is going to basically go back to a happier time when he was a rodeo clown.
And reflect on how terrible things are here.
He's going to head over to these zombies that are entering the house, and basically he's going to pull one's hat over its eyes, and the other one he's going to actually give it like a wedgie. He's doing a taunt.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if you could taunt zombies. I was like, does that work?
We'll see. We will see. And yeah, he's a. This is really weird, but he's a martial artist and he has monkey style, so he actually gets a +2 to taunting.
Sweet.
So I'm saying he's like doing his full clown like routine, and he's like jumping back to this previous time of his life where he's not in mortal danger.
Not having to deal with zombies.
That's a raise. Let's see. Okay, that's an 8. And actually,
right, was my spirit.
that's a 10.
10. Yeah. Nope. They're what, shaken?
It's +2 bonus for next action against opponent. So anything he does against that opponent again is +2, and they're shaken.
All right. Yeah. So, you give the one you tug its hat over its head. It's clawing at its hat like, whoa! Put out the lights. Put out the lights. And the other one, you give it a wedge, and even though it's dead and it can't feel anything, you see its eyes go crossed.
You go atomic with it, though.
Do you go atomic with it?
Oh yeah, it's a.
Or has
it's a
elastic even
tough
been invented for that to happen?
Not quite.
They call it Ghost Rock Wedgie.
Oh.
Ghost Rock Wedgie, tug up on his long johns, is wearing anything.
Sounds like something that would happen in a bad Scooby-Doo show or something.
I'm trying to play a serious clown, but there's a little bit of clownish in this.
You're a serious clown.
Yeah. You're a clown in a very serious situation, so it's working.
Did
out.
anyone mention shooting them in the head yet? Out loud?
No, I don't think so.
No, then I'm not going to be doing that.
Rachel's just kind of deduced.
So I'm shooting at another. Probably the same zombie I just shot at if he's not dead, which I don't think he is.
Haru is resorting to.
Oh, see, I should have called the headshot.
Removing evil spirits' heads.
18 to hit it, because.
Shots
That's
at
got a raise.
Remove.
Alright. Big damage. That wasn't that big. 13 damage.
Big money, big money, big money.
All right, that zombie that you cut down at first, and then it got blasted in the chest with a shotgun. Well, its face caves in to a shotgun blast, and it topples to the ground.
Well, I know what I'm doing my next turn.
It's a mess. All right, Haru, you get 4.
Hey, look, Black 4.
Daisy,
So that wasn't me.
the 5 of clubs.
Oh.
All right, come on, 6 of clubs. I think we already had it out there, but Macario, the Queen of Diamonds. Rachel, the King of Clubs.
It's a club heavy night.
I don't know, we could have got like a plush.
Joker, Joker, Joker,
Thank
Joker,
God we're
Joker,
not
for the
sealed.
zombies. The King of Spades.
Let me guess. The zombies go first.
Yep, because
Yeah.
Damn
there's a tie,
zombies.
and it goes to the lowest alphabetically first.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that zombie that crawled in from the window and rises up to its feet, and which lurches forward towards you. Its claws.
Did I shake it?
Oh, you killed that. Oh, wait. No, this is a different zombie.
Okay.
This is the one through the window.
Got it.
You got 2 others.
Okay.
Oh, man. I'm going to spend a penny.
You have enough of them.
I mean, it's not enough that I already almost killed you. Let's.
Right? Let's
No.
really
Oh,
kill
shit.
her.
6,
Had to spend that day.
Yeah.
7. What's your parry?
6.
6. So it hits. Oh, what's my damage?
Not Rachel's night.
Oh.
So with your
That's 9. 11 points of damage. Against your toughness of 5.
Yeah, I already
So
have one.
shaken and a wound. What I'm going to say is this thing, it gets up to its feet and lurches forward. It grabs you, knocks you down to the ground, and it's got its clammy, cold, dead hands around your throat, and it's choking. And a moment there, you have a flashback to someone else's face.
Oh,
Their hands around your neck, strangling you.
brutal.
And let's see if these other chuckle fucks can actually get loose.
Chucklebugs. It's a funny word.
ooh.
Oh, 2 of them are maybe going to get loose. They do. So 2 have gotten loose, and the others are still stuck. And that one other one that challenged you, and that give us the skull. It's lurching forward. It doesn't look like it's in much better shape than the other zombies, but it's got that Bowie knife in its hand. The skull. And it's coming.
Stoically stares them down, calmly.
And Rachel, it's your turn. You're shaken. You're wounded. You got 2 wounds.
Shaken is your spirit, right?
Yeah. -2 at this point.
You're shaken, not stirred.
-2.
3.
Nope.
Could I say, like, scout comes in?
Sure,
Or
sure.
is that not? So they don't
No.
have these spawns.
It's fine. He can go. He can go.
Okay, so scout is gonna, like, lunge up from the bed
All right,
at
roll-
the
Roll
zombie.
fighting. Roll fighting. All right. Scout to the rescue.
Scout's fighting. I wrote it down.
Idaho Scout, away!
His fighting is a D6. And just
Oh, man.
good boy, Scout.
Yeah.
10.
Boy
Yeah,
Scout.
roll your
Scout's
damage.
doing better than you are.
So, Scott has skill of spite, which is his strength plus D4,
Uh-huh.
and his strength's a D6.
So D6 and D4, roll those.
I'm assuming that's what he would roll for his
Yeah.
damage, is his spite. So 8.
8. All right. Yeah, he shakes it. So what happens is Scout. There's another savage snarl as Scout leaps off the bed and kind of puts his shoulder into the zombie, knocks it off you, and you
Okay.
gasping for breath. And Scout is standing on top of this, teeth bared, lips pulled back in a big snowl. Fuck. I'm just not even gonna try and do that. Yeah, something like that, but deeper.
I can't get it with, like, the right pitch.
The dog is doing better than me today. Dang.
That's what he got.
That's, almost
Yeah.
bass backwards from, like, a regular animal companion. Usually they're the ones getting the crap beat out of them.
Macario, it's your turn.
Yeah, so Macario basically whips around to his bag and rips the rapier, his bullfighting rapier, out of the sack and launches it at one of these things' heads. Like, just in a super fast attack, trying to hit it, but not aiming as carefully as he otherwise would, because he's trying to rip it out and do it right away.
Okay. So,
So he's at +2 to attack one of these things because he pulled its hat over its head.
right, okay.
But he's at -2 because he's drawing a weapon and attacking.
Zip. Well, I guess it works the same way or there. His parry would be lower.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So his parry is -2. You're at -2 for mapping because you're drawing, and if you want to get his head, it's going to be an additional -4. So you'd be at a -6, but his parry is down. Which actually you have probably reasonably decent odds.
So am I...
With a fighting die of D12, you probably have pretty good odds.
Okay. Am I wild attacking? Sorry, I'm a little bit confused.
You can wild attack if you want.
Yeah, I'm
so
gonna do
that'll
that.
mitigate, so that'll bring it down to a -4.
Okay, so my parry's at -4.
-2.
Why was my parry at -2 the first time?
Your fighting attack is at -6 because you're aiming for the head and you're mapping, you're drawing and attacking.
Okay.
Now, if you wild attack, that will mitigate the penalties to your attack, take you down to a -4, but it reduces your parry to a -2. The zombie's parry is at a -2 right now because you did your trick last round.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna wild attack
Okay.
the zombie that I pulled the hat over his head.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's a D12. Yeah. Let's see if this does something. Okay, blew up to 6. That is a 9 minus whatever.
9 minus 4 is 5, which is going to hit, even if it didn't have the penalty.
Okay.
It's not a raise, unfortunately, but it hits. So go ahead and roll your damage at +6 because you hit it in the head.
Okay, this is strength plus D4. Unfortunately, my strength is only D4, so it's 2D4. Plus 6 for the...
Yep.
Or the... No.
The headshot.
Do you roll a die for the headshot?
No.
I'm not sure. Okay.
No, you just add a straight +6 to it.
Cool.
There's normally a +4, but against zombies, they've got a special thing where it's
Ah.
+6.
So that's a 9 total.
That's brutal.
A 9 total, so you roll a 3 on the die +6.
Yeah.
That's going to shake it, but it was already shaken.
Nice.
You get it right through the head. It's like pulling that hat up off of its face. That rapier goes right,
Hey, look, I gave you a
right through its
third eye.
forehead. And it did. You yank that rapier free and it drops to the ground. It does not move.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Railin.
Well, I don't know. I just have I figured out this headshot thing.
I feel like you've probably seen enough a couple times. You just saw
All right.
Macario do it with a rapier, and
try
this thing's not getting back up.
headshot with a shotgun. So that's only -2. That's
dear.
a not shooting my friends.
Woo!
Oh,
Much better.
Well, that's cocked. Same result. So that's for the headshot. It's a 6th.
A 6, that's going to hit.
All right.
So you add 6 to your damage. Oh, yeah.
16.
Go. He's dead.
Which one is this?
Go ahead.
One of the ones coming through the door.
Oh.
Going to the guy with the Bowie knife.
All right, so you shoulder your way past the
more
couple
rounds, so I have to
remaining at the
reload.
door. They're still dealing with the entanglement spell.
Both my swords are out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I got the shotgun that you each fire shot 5 shots with. So,
Oh, dear.
boy.
Oh dear.
And you come forward and you go to swing, and you're, these other ones you're expecting to be, they've been pretty slow, staggering, your typical George Romero zombies. This one, it sees you coming, and the last second it steps to the side.
whoa.
And its eyes gleaming just a little bit red, lock with you. Skull. Go to initiative first.
Take it from
9 hearts for you, Haru. 8 hearts for Daisy. 7 clubs
6.
for Macario.
Yeah.
No.
Ace of spades
Very
for
nice.
Rachel.
Oh,
And the Jack of diamonds for the zombies. All right.
Right, so I'm still
Rachel,
shaken, right?
You are shaken, yes.
So, first thing I'm going to do is roll spirit.
-2 at this point because your wounds got pretty beat up. Oh.
Nope.
But Scout's still
Scout,
up. I don't know
yeah.
if Scout is going to be able to do any meaningful damage to the skull and the head.
Well, we'll just say Scout. Can, Scout stand
Yeah,
protectively
Scout
over
can
Rachel?
keep.
She's maybe she's caught
He
in a
can.
flashback.
I think
basically.
he could push them away from her as they
Sure,
attack.
he can keep his weight. He's standing on top of this thing's chest, so he can basically stay there
Oh.
on top of his chest and just keep it pinned to
Oh,
the
yeah.
ground.
Scout doesn't die.
Dun dun dun. And it's
Oh.
their turn.
So you got 5 or something left in the net, or
So I have I'm going to say 3 left in the net because I've kind of lost count at this point.
That happens.
So the one that Scout's got
my other
pinned, it's
guy.
going to claw at Scout. No, it doesn't. It's still like trying to figure out its own.
It's not bending against the dog.
Well, thanks for reminding me that I
No,
have
don't,
Benny's.
Benny. I don't want Scout to die. You can't take this game if Scout dies. Like, when my character dies, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's better if the character dies than the dog.
Yep.
Yeah, that
So
sounds
better.
about right.
Yep.
Maybe Scout will come back as Haru.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Arrow dog.
Maybe. Arrow
His new name
It's
is
like tongue
Church.
just hanging out the side of its face.
He's somehow still very cute, but also very, very, very undead.
That one zombie with the Bowie knife slashes with his knife.
Total 8 parry now.
8 parry, alright. Let's see what I get. 7. I add a d6 to that.
I want to hit him.
I got that 8.
Got
Barely.
that 8.
Alright, let's see. My strength. My strength is a d6. It's d4 plus 1 for the Bowie knife. Got 5, 6, 10. Oh dear. 14. 15 points of damage.
Okay. How does the damage?
So what's your toughness?
5.
5. So that's 2 wounds. Shaken in 2 wounds as he and you're out of Benny's, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, so you take that. So you slash him, and unexpectedly he sidesteps, and you leave yourself kind of slightly exposed. He grabs you and he buries that Bowie knife right into your back, and then drags it up out of you.
Okay.
And there's blood dripping from the knife. You can feel it streaming down your back. And then he's standing there as he's got you, like kind of grabs you, pulls you forward so your back is exposed, buries his knife in your back, and he whispers into your ear, "Give us the skull, and this will all be over."
Brutal. Hey, my turn, by the way.
Not quite. The other zombies
Oh,
are going to
so
try
it's
and... The last remaining 3, aside from the one that's currently pinned by the dog, we're going to try and get out from this rope entanglement spell. One of them is going to succeed and get up. This fucking thing's on me! Or we'll say that's the one that just got the ghost rock wedgie, escapes from the ropes and pulls his long johns free, and it's just like, "Oh, that was horrible." And it's turning to Macario. And it's like,
Okay. So for my turn, can I activate my deflection power and still
you
attack?
need to unshake first.
Unshake.
You just got
that's
stabbed.
right. So that's a spirit roll, right?
Yeah, spirit at this point -2 because he ruins.
That's what I'm at.
Nope.
Yeah, you're still reeling from that. You just got a Bowie knife buried in your back and the drag through your shoulder. That can't be good for your
Body.
I'll stand up, shake my legs.
Yeah,
We're all standing at the table now, listeners. Whatever your name is, Daisy.
All right. Headshotting the wedgie one that just got free.
Yeah, the wedgie zombie.
Woo! Look at that. That's how you do it. That's a 9.
All right, that's going to hit with a raise.
Okay. That's sweet. That is...
Oh boy.
12, 18,
Yep, it's gone.
27,
That was-
32.
That was a headshot you were going for, too,
Yeah.
right?
38.
Probably wouldn't have been a raise, but whatever. It's dead. It's dead. Boom.
No, it was a raise. So I'm using a shotgun.
Oh, that's right.
That was
Yep.
with the...
Uh-huh.
I'm picturing that all that remains is the underpants. It's just like,
Yeah.
It's just gone.
And Macario, it's your turn. This thing is dead. It's gone.
all right,
There's only 2 more kind of struggling in the ropes, and then there's one that's been pinned by a dog. And you
One with
hear...
a knife buried in my back.
Yeah, well, he ripped it out, which is even worse.
Yeah.
I think if I can get to the one that's menacing Haru, that's my plan.
Okay.
Am I able to cross that distance?
Yeah, totally.
All right, I'm gonna step up behind this thing and basically put my hands over its eyes in an attempt to taunt it and get it to pay more attention to me than it is to Haru.
Okay.
So I can see he's hurting.
Sure.
Yes, this could be like a grapple or it could be like a taunt. I'm doing kind of a halfway both.
Let's go with taunt.
Okay.
Because you're not really holding on to him. You're just kind of like...
Guess who?
That's great.
So taunt is 6. Okay. Oh, and +2 because I'm using monkey style, which is I don't know if monkey style is the right clown style. Let's call it clown style.
Totally, it's clown style.
Nice.
I'm missing a D8, so.
All right, that's a 6 to taunt him.
Oh, wait, hold on. My spirit. Oh, I got a 6.
Yep, you
You got a
resist.
7, so... Yeah. We'll see what he does on his turn. You did get his attention, so... On the one hand, you succeeded. But on the other hand, not maybe in the way you intended.
Not the way you hoped.
Alright, Haru, you got the 3 of diamonds.
Oh boy.
We're due a joker. Daisy, you got the 2
Oh,
of spades.
It's
We're
looking
all-
good.
Macario, you got the 8 of spades. Rachel,
Divine intervention.
6 of clubs. There it was. It wasn't out yet. And for the undead.
Do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. It's
Still
the
go before
4
me.
of hearts.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
dear. So Macario, you're up first.
All right, Macario, still trying to protect Haru, basically tries to, one hand covering this thing's eyes, takes the other with the rapier and tries to just stab it through the hand that's holding the dagger to knock it out.
Okay.
So he's doing like a call
So,
shot to
so
arm.
your ultimate goal is to disarm him.
Disarm him, so he's not going to do that again.
To
Okay.
literally disarm him.
Not literally. He's trying to knock that off the.
Rapiers are
He
unfortunately.
could probably try to literally disarm him, but the rapiers are pointed weapons, not edged,
No.
generally.
Dang it.
Sorry, I'm rolling the wrong thing. D12.
Saber.
It's D12 minus 2 for disarm, I think. Is that right?
No, it's just.
Or sorry.
So you roll your damage, and I'm going to roll my strength versus your damage.
Okay.
So what'd you get total on there?
So I got a 6 to hit.
6 to hit. That will probably get past its parry. Yeah, that matches parry. So you hit. So now you roll your damage, and then I got to roll strength versus that.
Okay. Hopefully these blow up. I have very low strength. No, that's 4 damage.
Yeah,
Nope.
no.
Boy.
So he pointlessly stabs this thing through the arm. It does nothing.
You stab him through the arm, and you're trying to knock that blade out of him, but he kind of, you see him yanks. A normal living person probably wouldn't have done it, but he yanks his arm, so your rapier cuts through the flesh of his forearm there, but it doesn't seem to be slowing him down. Rachel, you're still shaking.
I'm shake here.
Oh, there's a 6.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
you can act.
Alright. So, Scout's got the zombie
Pinned.
pinned.
For now.
I may raise my spirit with.
By the way, aim would have worn off by
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
I lost moves like 2 rounds ago, and she didn't have power points to keep all that. But she's gonna take rage, and can she just aim downwards at the zombie's head?
You're still the same mechanically.
Okay, that's what
Yeah.
she's gonna do.
Okay. Well, you roll to your feet, you're standing right there, and you've got, maybe you plant the gun right against this thing's forehead, so we'll just put you at a -2.
Oh, okay. I was also gonna say, I'm thinking the reason why she was shaken is because, you said, she was seeing this different face
Mm-hmm.
strangling her, so she's kind of caught up in this flashback,
Mm-hmm.
and so she looks down and she sees the face of her husband looking back up at her, and so she's gonna, her ex-husband I should say, and she's gonna empty the barrel. So she's gonna empty 3
All 3 salute.
loaded for bear.
Oh fuck!
And then,
All right, don't even roll for damage. We're just gonna scare you fire, and this thing's head is obliterated.
Oh, yeah.
There's a hole in the floor.
Yeah, yeah. This thing's gone, and yeah, you're pulling the trigger, and
She's
and
like
then,
screaming like while she's doing
yeah.
it.
The next thing you know, this thing's body is motionless on the floor. You got tears maybe,
Yeah.
and Scout's just looking at your cheek.
Yeah.
Is when you come to reality
Right.
again.
Yeah.
That's where you're at.
Oh, yeah.
Zombie turn.
Yeah, zombie turn. So, let's see, 1 escape, and then I got fucking destroys. There's 2 left. They are still stuck in the ropes.
The one that Macario and I are
Yeah,
in the
but the
middle of.
wild card, it turns, it's ripped its arm free of your rapier, and it turns and slashes at you. What's your parry?
Pretty high. It's 9 with my rapier.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Oh,
It's Nate is blowing both up. 9. 9 and both. So he hits just
what a
barely. Oh man.
that is unfortunate.
Well, how unfortunate.
That's not a raise.
Luckily, Bowie knives are not really designed for slashing. I mean, they look like they are, but they're not supposed to.
Yeah, but that's a 4 on that die. So that's 6, 7, 10 points of damage.
Alright, so that beats my toughness by 5.
By 5. So that's a wound as he plunges that into your side.
Yeah, it doesn't
and
feel
then
good.
Rips it out, and you feel you know that warm, wet feeling spread as it drips down your side.
Macario leaves his clown state and goes back to the day when the bull smashed him into a wall and broke both his arms.
Oh yeah, that was a rough day.
Next time Rachel gathers up with Posse, she's bringing a fucking doctor with her.
Haru is crying in his mind. He's like, I cannot die. I will not die here. I need to shake this.
But will he?
No,
Oh, there's a 6.
Yeah.
There's a 6. You
7.
did it. You did it. You did
Yes, yeah. Yes, okay, so can I attack this?
it. Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes, you can.
Can I attack and still activate my deflection power?
It's going to be a multi-action penalty, but yes,
-2,
minus 2. With your wound penalties, that's net -4.
You know what, I'll just attack him for now.
Okay.
Oh, man.
That's getting a raise.
He gets getting up too.
That's, yeah,
Yep.
he doesn't even need it, but yeah, he totally does.
so raise is an extra dice of
The
damage.
extra D6, which you definitely need right now.
And no mercy when you get super.
Oh,
that's
shit.
a terrible roll.
7. Wait.
That's brutal. I'm sorry my dice are so crappy tonight.
It's alright, I should have brought my own. This is what it's teaching me.
Rolling your dice.
Right?
Oof.
My dice didn't like that. I shared apparently.
That was 7 total?
Yeah.
Well, the bright side is you did shake him.
That's good. At least I did something.
These guys back to you. He's ripping his Bowie knife out of Macario's side, and you drive your katana through his chest, and it emerges out through his sternum. And he looks down at it and steps forward off your blade.
Oh, that's unsettling. It's a common thing that happens in like this kind of stuff, but it's unsettling every time.
Daisy, it's your turn.
Still some more random zombies.
Yeah, just like two
in the net. 2 in the net.
2 stuck in the net.
Shooting at one of them, aiming for the head, and I miss. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend a penny on that.
Man, we're doing Joker at some
We got
point.
one left.
God, I wish I had a Benny right now.
Alright, here we go.
Oh, Oh, there's the Joker for
The one who really needs it.
Pass that hat around.
I'll take a Benny.
In the hat.
We're all standing and rolling.
Daisy,
at this
you got
level.
the 10 of spades.
All right.
Macario, the 7 of diamonds. Rachel, you got the 3 of clubs.
Yeah.
Who won you?
And for the zombies, the 6 of spades. So, Haru, you're up. This thing just stepped off of your blade.
I'm going to roll an attack roll aiming for the head.
All right.
2
All right, so net -2.
negative total for the aim.
Oh
for
no,
the
it'd be a net -4 because that Joker bonus counteracts your wound penalties.
Oh, okay. So negative 4.
Nice.
Ah!
That's
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
Did it. You did it with
Yeah,
a raise.
raise.
So 3d6 and add 6.
Oh, baby.
Oh
There we
That's
go.
what we like.
So 10, 15, 13, 15, 21
Wait,
points of
no,
damage.
You went 10,
And the
15,
Joker
13,
plus 2.
15. So
Oh,
18.
18 plus 6, 24.
Yeah, 24.
Oh, you cut off his head. So he steps off, and he's turning to face you. He's got that Bowie knife that's dripping with your blood and with Macario's blood. He's got it raised up, and then... and his head, there's a brief pause. He's standing there, almost like he's stunned, even though he's undead, and then his head peels off and rolls on the ground. And his body, it's still committed to the motion it was in. The nerves are reacting. It turns around to stab at you, and then it falls flat forward at your feet.
I think Haru at this point would just fall on his knees temporarily and be like, ah!
Daisy, it's your turn.
I reload.
All right.
So, I can go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Macario.
He's going to try to unshake.
All right.
Just I totally imagine that samurai image of him kneeling on the ground. Blood spewing from his back,
Yeah.
but like triumphant anyway.
So, if I'm at a -1, does that mean that is a wound? That's a penalty to my unshake?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm just going to stay shaken for now.
Okay.
Shake
Zombies' turn. The 2
Shake it.
remaining zombies. Let's see if they can get out of there.
No.
Rachel?
She'll take a moment kind of gathering herself back in the present, and then she'll take retribution, which is just now a normal gun, firing normal bullets. And she'll do a headshot at one of the zombies in the net.
And at this
Kinda
point, I think what we'll do is you dispatch them with ease, both of them.
Oh, yeah.
And, because they're just the regular zombies, and,
Every time the net has fewer zombies, it wraps around more. And
exactly.
Somehow.
No.
So they're
The last one left is just a complete cocoon.
Flopping like a fish.
increasingly incapable of escaping. And, the undead are finally defeated. And each and every single one you recognize as having been involved with this skull. The 4 bandits, the 5 Native Americans, the prospector.
Taking that knife.
And in fact, really, the only reason the catamount wasn't there is because you went ahead and cut off its head right at the beginning. So that was lucky.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, did we kill them all?
Yeah, you killed
Yeah.
her. There were only 2
Yeah.
extra zombies left. And
That's why I was like, I could happen, then I could blast. I was like, no.
Important question: Are
Okay.
the animals alive?
yeah, actually, they are.
Oh, thank God.
These things.
That would have been a terrible trip home without
These
him.
things wanted the skull. They weren't too interested in the animals.
Yep, taking the knife. I'm keeping it. It's a trophy now.
All right, yeah, you got a Bowie knife. And so you spend the rest of the evening. You want to try and make any healing rolls? None of you are skilled, but no one's necessarily in any moral danger.
I think Macario, just because it's himself and he doesn't want to risk ruining anyone else's life, he's going to try to patch up his wound.
Okay.
just with some handkerchiefs.
Is anyone really, really, really hurt? I got some bennies I could use.
Yeah, 2 wounds right there, 1 wound right there, 2. Well, 1 wound that can be healed.
Right.
Nope, he doesn't do it.
All right.
I'll see what I can do.
Wait, so
No, you your agility is permanently down, but you've got 1 wound that has to be healed through natural healing, and then you have 1 that can be fixed by the combat.
Would you want me to try my untrained healing on you? And a -4.
At this point, he's kind of just slumped over the body of the one that stabbed him. He's just like,
imagine like scouts like running
so
up
if you
and,
wanted to do anything, good. He's kind of just
I'll see what I can do here.
panting.
Well, it's a -1.
It's a -1.
Alright, we're
You
going to
killed
reroll.
her by
It seems like we're, well, hopefully not going to give him any more need for bennies. So -1 and -1. Add a d6.
Okay.
So I need a 5 or better. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
All right.
You're healed.
Sounds like you're fully healed. Daisy
Last
gets you patched right up.
As you're patching him up, Haru looks to Daisy and says, "Thank you." Stands up.
Turns out that that big deep knife wound right in your back was really more of a shallow gash than anything else.
Yeah, through the coat and
Yeah.
shirt and whatnot.
Oh, I guess I'll reroll it since I have a bunny.
Yeah.
We won't need those.
Takes a shred of cloth from one of the zombies and
5
wipes any
minus-
goop off of
Your
the
wound
blade.
-2 minus your wounds.
And then goes over and picks up my gun.
I don't know her.
Okay.
She's still like shaking.
I can try.
Macario the
You're
Payaso.
A-okay now.
Yeah. And you got a benny.
Oh,
Hey.
Nice.
So, 10?
10 minus 2.
No, 0. Oh, -2 because I'm not trained.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about the minus.
Right.
So
Well, actually,
-4.
Minus
He did.
4.
He still did it.
You did it, so you healed that 1 wound
One
that
wound.
you took in the battle.
And I got to keep my Benny.
So I'm at 1 wound still.
Which, there's not much bandaging you have because that second wound came from it choking and strangling you, so you kind of do whatever it is you immediately do for someone after they've been strangled.
You wouldn't like it very much.
Open the airways and
It's breathing in your
Yeah.
airway to push it back out, and then kind of just making sure your pain level is okay.
Yeah.
Doing like the whole neurological.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, Macario kind of holds his gut wound. You can tell it's still bleeding. He didn't do a very good job trying to fix it. He says, it's night, but we should ride now. We can't stay here. No more.
You look out of that forest, and it's dark. It's so dark, and you can't see the stars in the sky above. And you know there should be a moon, but you can't see it, and you can smell the leaves and the rot. You can see those branches waving in the breeze.
First light.
And it's almost, less branches swaying in the breeze, more clawed behemoths waiting in the darkness. Their
Who knows how many more of those
hands
cat
waiting.
things? We will wait. Rest of night, I will stand watch. And Haru leans against the doorway with his pipe out.
Macario leans next to you and says, we will all stand watch.
We're all just kind of.
I don't think anyone's getting back to sleep tonight. Not even Railin here.
I
is a
got
heavy
plenty of
sleeper. Dawn comes and you make your journey back to town. It's a little quicker because you're not following a specific track or trail.
A little quicker. We're moving as quick as humanly possible,
Right.
hoarsely possible.
Yeah.
Got out of these woods.
But even so, it's probably well past noon by the time you come riding back into Medford. And you see the circus is there, and they maybe put on another show since everything's happening, but things are pretty subdued, and the circus folk are kind of keeping to themselves. What do you guys do?
dude's name?
Mordecai.
We must return it. Maybe he knows how to stop it.
I want to get paid.
Yeah, there's still some leftover greed flaw here
I
going
want
on.
to need some money to see the doctor with.
Find out more about this skull. I will bring it to Mordecai.
You guys all you find Mordecai and sees your wounds.
Unties it from my belt and sets it on whatever kind of table maybe. Between.
Sure.
Yeah.
This skull is evil.
Evil. I suppose men will always do terrible things for items of value.
Not value.
Not
Evil.
Thing's dangerous.
Not men.
We were beset by evil over this skull.
Language barrier.
Sounds like you get quite a time out there, Deputy. Let me get my cash box here, and I'll make sure you're all paid. And rest assured, I will make sure to devise new security measures so that no one is tempted to steal this item.
Macario walks up to him and looks him straight in the eye. Find a priest. Find a priest.
I will.
Perhaps a bath of holy water. I do not know, but do not just under lock and key. He's trying to make sure he knows.
I will make sure to take every precaution so that it is not stolen again.
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
We take
Rachel's
our money and
just
limp off to the doctor.
We're all kind of.
Now about that money.
He's going to pay you guys $60 a piece.
Ooh.
Some of you all got wounded.
Yeah, I'm basically just picturing Rachel's just standing there covered in blood.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
And
three of you
Yeah.
were definitely covered in blood. I think Daisy got through. without
I was
taking
spending
a
some of his found money on new clothes.
no.
He's just probably going back to his room at the end to just change clothes.
The moment the skulls return, Mordecai's imaginarium of wonder and terror begins packing up, and by the next morning, they're rolling out back over the pass.
Good, I don't want to hear.
Takes them like 2 hours to get through the pass. It takes you a week to get to Ashland.
Things
No.
are different, and then
No, they're on their way. They're headed towards the pass to move on out. This town wasn't quite as profitable as they would have liked.
Yeah, they had to spend it all on us.
I know. And anyone had anything they want to wrap up with?
Haru heads back to his room at his inn, finds a new clean set of clothes, and takes a very, after he makes sure his wound is properly bandaged by a doctor, he takes a very long, comfortable bath.
And I think that's a good place to call it there. Thank you everyone for listening. Just a heads up, there will not be a game next Friday, or a recording, naturally, as a couple of those will be out of town. But week after next Friday, the game will pick up again, and we'll continue our adventures in the Valley of Famine. So thank you, listeners, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this Deadlands Actual Play podcast and show. Please leave us a review. Let us know what you think of the show. Tell a friend. Share the word. All that stuff. Yada yada yada. And have a good night. Well, it's a good night for us because that's what time of day it is. But thank you all for listening. We hope you'll join us again next time for Valley of Famine, Deadlands Reloaded.